Yeah, like, it's rain. It's like, oh shit, if this pavement is a little bit wet, so I don't get to go to work. I don't know.
No, I'm still there. I'm still watching the cameras, but I just don't have to like actually walk around the premises, which is pretty cool. So like
Amazing.
when it rains, I always have like an easy day at work, but it sucks not being able to like go out and enjoy stuff afterwards.
Okay. Picking up from where we last left off. Having infiltrated the bandit coalition's stronghold, you carved your way to where Ben Aseridan resided. You confronted the servant general, choosing the diplomatic route and engaging in parley with the leader of the coalition. Benna expressed her reasoning behind her want for revenge on Aldahart. You presented your view on things as well. Having found some solace in the act of caring for her people, Benna made it clear that if she could do right by her people and provide a voice for her community without drawing blood further, she was willing to treat with the Birthful Council peacefully, so that the lives she has fought so much to save are not lost needlessly in the struggle. In the end, you were allowed to leave the camp to deliver Benna's terms to the council. As a symbol of her promise of ceasefire, she gave Nevitz her sword. You gathered your things, returning that which you pilfered off the bandits and the guards as a gesture of goodwill, and began your week-long journey back to Alderheart. Upon your arrival, you were escorted to the Canopy Plaza. Whilst delivering Benna's message to the council, though some required much heated discussion, initial dismay and anger quelled when finally the council members gave their consent to meeting with Benna. A messenger was sent. A few days later, the city was abuzz with the gossip as an entourage of coalition folk entered the city with their general in their midst. Benna made her case to the council, telling her story and drafting forth a series of terms should Alderheart wish to make peace. Ink was put to parchment, and a second Humblewood treaty was drafted in agreement, promising to provide aid to humble folk who have lost their homes to the fires, so that the mistakes of the past will never repeat. Having succeeded in ending the bandit menace, Speaker Beta and the Birthful Council present you all with items she promised to you in writing: a red feather bow, a freshly forged set of plate armor, a lustrous and expansive gemstone, a jar full of feed fit for a giant scorpion, and the establishment of a Tux Fund to expand Mother Thistle's home of foundlings into a large-scale institute fit for all children, orphaned and displaced by the fires. Over the coming weeks, response times for relief efforts greatly improve as Alderheart's resources, now distributed using the Coalition supply network, face far less complications en route to their destinations. While some members of the Coalition abandoned the cause for their own gains, many helped transition the group into one dedicated to helping fight the spreading fires and provide relief and shelter to those in need. During this time, Chango, you have taken initiative to spearpoint a caravan escort. In return for your services and keeping an eye on ex-fugitives turned mercenary rangers, you have been compensated by the council with a weekly wage, which I ruled and totaled around 280 gold pieces for the 2 months worth of work you've done. So you can go
Okay.
ahead and add 280 to your inventory.
Is that minus food buying?
That's calculated in there. Food is like
Okay.
pennies on a dollar. Most days on the road pass without perilous events, save for the occasional rogue ambush orchestrated by the last remnants of Krall's bandits. Proving no match to your rune magic, most of these attacks end with the bandits retreating back into the woods, with their tails tacked between their tails. Their tails tacked between their legs, which are tucked between their tails, between their legs, on and on.
Yes.
Oftentimes, you sent Krall's lackeys back into their leader with food and supplies in hand. Sometimes a letter to the mentor who was once like a father to you. After some time, ambush attempts on the caravan escorts, especially the ones escorted by you, stopped altogether. And in their place, lone runners would deliver letters to you, signed and sealed with Krull's signet ring. Over the coming weeks, the Birdfolk Council releases a new decree. They would become the Humblewood Council, with new representatives from major Humblefolk villages in the region and within Alderheart itself being added to their numbers, effectively giving Humblefolk across the wood a voice in governance for their first time in many years. This marks the beginning of a new era of unity in Humblewood, and for some time peace and solace graces the great Tree City. Now dedicated to keeping this peace, Bena Seradan shows her gratitude to the saviors of Alderheart, you all, by presenting you with a blade of the wood which she once wielded, now yours. Should you wish to specify any last-minute downtime activities you may have done over the past 2 months, you may do so now.
And the Ashling, Ashling spent a great deal of time working alongside the council, establishing the trust fund, as well as doing a bunch of work with Mother Thistle and the orphan children.
Cute.
I imagine Nevitz would spend his free time playing with his new sword. Like when he thinks no one else is looking, he gets into like a fighting stance that's like imitating Chungo, and he's like whoosh whoosh whoosh, whoosh swinging it around.
Star Wars fighting as kids.
In his head, he's taking on like 8 enemies at once.
Just beating orphans on the side with a real sword.
Oh my god. No, you're
Do you want
playing
me scrub?
orphan.
Crime rate really drops in Alderheart, except for that one region with the orphanage. Oh, weird.
Almost like poor people commit crimes. That's a joke, by the way.
Yeah, it is.
Yes.
Okay.
Hold on, I have an answer to that. You're welcome.
Hello,
Before there.
Hi, it was low down the darkness.
Whether you are in Alderheart or are currently at another location in the wood, at one moment or another you see a frantic council aide track you down and deliver an emergency council summons. The letter seems to be very familiar and similar to the one you received before. Same red seal, same handwriting. The official-looking letter asks you, yet again, to appear before the council as soon as you are able. The urgency in the voice and the language used in the letter lets you know that Speaker Beta wishes to meet with you all any time before tomorrow's end. We could just unless Chunga
To
wishes,
the inn to find my friends.
you return to Alderheart, like from your journeys, or do you wish to do anything else while you're out? Okay.
And Pavo's still out in the woods too.
We ended the RP with Pavo
Yeah,
pretty much
I'm, like,
re-entering the
just-
city.
Just outside of the city.
Oh, okay. Then yes, I will return to a bar in the city.
I forgot to do this, but how much would it cost to get my new companion something that makes her look like a mount to make her look less?
Like an exotic saddle?
Yeah, nothing. I don't want to ride on her. I just want people to make.
You're buying the
that's a
equipment, I don't
mount.
care what you do with it. I can give you the cost. Just give me 2 seconds.
I'm pretty sure I.
It will cost you
not have
60,
enough money for
60
it.
gold pieces to buy an exotic saddle.
I
that
do
will
have
fit
the
her.
money for it.
Yeah.
All right.
It weighs 40 pounds while you're not carrying it, but she can easily carry it with her own weight. So, an exotic saddle is, it's fitted for her agile form without getting in the way of her climbing and whatnot.
And can I get her a 38 gold, silver tiara.
Why 38 specifically?
I just like having round numbers.
For the sake of expediency, one way or another, that's more than enough to get a good piece of jewelry. Yeah, sure.
All right, done.
I'll have to redo her token with a tiara now. For now, I'll just have to use a
Well,
theory of mind.
I mentioned crown, so she's coming in to see the council. So
It takes you quite a bit of convincing to get her into civilization, but like, you know, you bring gifts, you take your time to explain that it will be all right, especially with the disguise you're putting upon her, making it look like some exotic mount. You know, you put a crown on, she's like, and
it is glued to your skull now.
she doesn't like it at first. She has like tries to get it
It's
off,
like
but
you're
eventually
gonna throw
just
it,
gives up
like
on it.
putting a hat on a dog.
Yeah. But yeah, one way or another, you guys return to Alderheart to a hero's welcome, thankful for saving their city by ending the threat of the bandit coalition. The Alderites have come to name you all as the defenders of Alderheart. Alderheart itself has seen much change to your last foray into the bandit stronghold. You make your way up the tree and you see like refugees that crowded the trunk market have begun to dwindle in number over the weeks, finding shelter in care homes and slowly integrating into Alderheart's many spaces. Crime in the roots noticeably decreases, and you see Perch Guard presence is reduced to a minimum now no longer needed, allowing for soldiers to focus on relief efforts elsewhere and escort caravans akin to how Chungo did them. Benna's coalition has begun to successfully transition to a new uniformed force around Alderheart, henceforth named the EDF. I'm kidding. Henceforth named the Wildwood Brigade.
EDF.
The group has established headquarters in Alderheart's canopy and specializes in, you know, quickly mobilizing across the wood and helping the Perch Guard where the Perch Guard itself cannot reach, essentially. They have proved to be a great help in extinguishing fires before, remote villages could be destroyed, and as well as delivering supplies to villages damaged by the blazes. Many of them are guided by Chungo, even though he did not take up the leading position. They kind of take example and take after him a little bit. Yeah, I guess I'll just put us on wherever we are. Chungo and Pavo, you guys eventually meet up in the trunk market as all roads kind of converge up the trunk.
Oh, Django. Looking spiffy.
You too, with your new... I just point at it. That.
Oh, fuck.
I just point at it. That.
It has a name. How do you say the name, Tom?
You heard it as Oskrandi.
I don't... Oskrandi.
I point at it.
She does like a four-paw forward and like a little bow that almost knocks the hair off. Very regal creature.
I bow. Then I point at it and say that.
It's a fine beast. It's an amazing specimen.
Okay. Where's the rest of the friends?
Somewhere. How am I supposed to know? I've been in the woods for 2 months.
Same.
Exactly. I guess we'll go to the tavern.
All right. Jungo need drink.
Which one? The one in the roots or the one where you met?
The one on the roots because it's cooler.
Is it now? All right. You
Do
head
you
down.
want to spend that drink token and get absolutely sloshed before we head towards the council?
I rubbed my chin at that for a second. Yes.
All right. I look to Scrundy. Do you want to try some beer?
She just cocks her head to the side and clicks her beak.
Like, you don't have your spell cast. I don't know what you're saying, little bird man.
just preens
the
herself.
bar.
Looks around nervously around the Campty Market, which is absolutely abuzz with activity now. You head down to the bar, making your way down to the root networks. You see a few folk start to briefly gather around a spot somewhere above you. Seems to be sort of a commotion going on, but you head down the routes. When you reach the bar, you are welcome doubly with a double hero's welcome because you haven't spent your drink token since last time you won it.
Nope.
Which is essentially like free drinks for like that entire day as soon as you put it across the bar. Chungo, to no surprise, across the bar, still manning it, is Keg. Who greets you with that same obsequious gold fang smile. Chungo.
Okay. And I put the token on the table.
My man. I thought I was never gonna get this back. It's been like 2 months. People have been like lining up to win it, but you guys can get anywhere from a little bit, classy tipsy to absolutely sloshed because there's no limit to how many drinks you guys get from this guy. Especially now that with the economy being reshuffled, this place actually starts getting proper, like real good booze. Not just like slop.
Real good booze. Hey, does that mean we can just take a top shelf bottle for free?
Yeah, I mean, like not out, but you drink it there. But yeah.
What if I just down the whole bottle,
Get me the
go
bottles.
outside, and throw it back up into the bottle?
Then you can do that, and you're gross, and I don't know what to answer you out otherwise.
Nevitz,
Keg does not
pulls
expect
on-
that out of you because he doesn't know you that well.
Nevitz like pulls on Pavlov's like
Shit!
He's
Where
Where did Nevitz get here?
Did
And
you
he
come
points-
from? Oh my
Where did Nevitz
god!
come from?
Nevitz.
here.
Oh Jesus!
Oh no,
Christ.
I thought this was just me and him getting
Oh my
drunk.
fuck,
Okay,
Jungo!
never mind.
Thought it was a little fucking demon.
Shit, walks
man.
away like, alright.
This-
Never,
Oh,
never mind.
oh.
I thought we were all together.
Oh, I just lost the life. I got 2 years left to live now instead of 3. Oh,
He's not even here. There's no Nevitz here either. It's like we're playing Phasmophobia.
Oh, the hysteria. It's setting it. I need
You're
booze,
hallucinating, old
Chungo.
man.
Chungo, I need to sate my nerves.
You're hallucinating, old man. Have a
I
drink.
point at the most alcoholic-filled bottle.
I
To
will,
give to
however, leave my drunkenness to the dice.
You got it. Plenty more where that came from.
I shall roll a d20.
Should I bother with a cup or just give him the bottle?
The dice
him
will
the bottle.
decide. I take the whole bottle.
Wasting your natural 20s already. That's very wise. Alright.
He didn't even roll the d10. He just rolled 20.
As soon as he takes the
That's
one
pretty
bottle off
actually.
the shelf, he calls over for his big brutish bodyguard guy, bouncer guy, and he just retrieves another bottle from the back and places there. Because I mean, you get a really fancy bottle; those are the ones they put on display. Because they're like, ooh, but you take the whole thing, and he's like, oh, just fuck me, then I'll get another one.
Well,
Bad anxiety.
I
from you
am
and the beast you have with you.
absolutely gone.
You want to
Chug will
roll me a
only get-
Constitution saving throw?
Got your boss.
It's good to know that you're gonna approach the council all classy and not totally sloshed with a 4 saving throw. No, you get absolutely sloshed. Reality
Chunk
seems
will
to be
only
blinking
get-
in and out of.
A little bit sloshed.
Listen, I left it to the dice, and the dice decided.
Cake just kind of turns toward you, Chungo, while your friend there is getting sloshed, and he's just like, I had a good feeling. I told Crawl not to touch you when you get into the city, not to kidnap you back, because I told him, that kid, there's a future for us and him. And I was right. For what it's worth, thank you for not, giving me away. I was half expecting you to. I had precautions, I had a bag ready to leave the city and everything. I was surprised to learn that you are still loyal to cause, though you don't really see eye to eye with us anymore.
You're not doing anything bad. You're just rumor
That's
milling.
right, I'm not. He's doing everything bad. He's a criminal, fucking mastermind.
That was happening.
Egg's the big fucking beer dude, right? The one we drank with.
Keg is this guy.
No, that's the walrus.
Oh, yeah, the walrus. The one we did in
You're
the...
talking about
Oh,
Captain
it's-
Salty Brine, whatever the fuck I name. I don't remember.
Oh, this keg. Okay, I remember now. Yeah. What race is he?
He's Vulpin. Same as Ashling, same as Rollo. Yeah.
Cool.
Duncan the Whale Shore is also in the bar because that's just his home. He's in the corner with his bad seeds, who are apparently still on shore leave all this time because
I like the
you guys are not level 7 yet.
champion.
Huh? Yeah, ex-champion. You humbled him. Yeah. The plaque reading like the shiny spider snakes is still there behind Keg because nobody claimed the title yet because you guys didn't didn't put in the cone yet.
Yeah. All right. We should actually probably find the rest of them.
Did they cancel? You stumble.
You have to carry
The voice
Pablo in your
speaks in your
barrel.
head, reminding
can't
you to
walk.
get the shiny bottle for Nevitz.
I keep the drunk bottle and I lift
No,
it to
that's
Keg,
my.
saying,
I have
"Thanks."
it. No, it's for Nevitz. Get away. He'll love me for it.
Okay. I pick you up and put you in the barrel.
Look at my companion. With all the muster I can in my eyeballs, I communicate to follow us.
You look over.
I was about to reach to
I know
put her into the
Scranny, kind of
barrel.
like the bar stacks is just sniffing them and is just like eating one peanut at a time and just kind of like not even like a beast would. She's literally like with her paws like
Right? How big is she exactly? Because
Large.
I know
Does
I'm
she fit in my
large.
barrel?
No, she's large.
large.
Darn.
She's like a man.
Surprised she fit in the tavern.
I look at the barrel and I look at Pavo and I look at the thing and I said, "Oh."
She looks
I
at
don't
the
think
barrel.
so.
She looks at you. She looks at Pablo. She looks back at the peanuts. Peanut.
I don't think she's gonna fit in the barrel, Pavo.
Starts making her way outside. I guess I don't know. Like you guys make your way outside.
Onwards.
All right.
All right.
We go to the council because I don't know where the rest of the people could be.
Where are the rest of the people?
Oh look!
Where's
they're
Ashley?
conveniently
Where's
across the
Nevitz?
street.
Like I said, Ashling's been helping out a lot at Mother Cecil's orphanage.
You received the same letter summoning you to the council. Where do you go?
At the appointed time, I show up at the council. Like
Yeah.
a responsible adult.
Just 2 minutes late. Nevitz, what about you?
Yeah, I probably would have,
You're right.
Better.
2 minutes late.
she just did.
That is
probably
a
would've been-
good call.
I probably would have been hanging around with her. I think Nevitz at this point would feel a bit awkward if he wasn't around like some adults of one way or the other. Like he was by himself for a bit, but he's like I missed this. And
Did you
probably would've
succeed
hung
in
around with
making
Aisling and the other.
Coke yet, or is that still a quest?
We're still working on it. I haven't gotten any more opportunities to get caustic slime. I could have done that over the break. Can I do that?
Speaking of items you got over the 2 months, real quick, I'm gonna mention this. Pavo, if you need a description for any NPCs and items you got during RP, I have them in part 3 on Urgent Summons. The handouts are there.
Okay.
If you ever need to reference it, you still have the book as you bought it. It's yours.
Yes.
Okay. Ooh, that's loud. What the hell?
That is surprisingly loud, yeah, but you know what? I like it.
It's good music. I don't know why it's so loud all of a sudden. But okay. Right. The Canopy Market, as you guys waddle your way back up, is a buzz with activity. As I mentioned before, now that spot that you saw where folk briefly gathered and moved on, and now they've gathered en masse. Those of you who can still see, look to see and notice something peculiar. A frail, young Hoodin Gallus stands on a crate in the market square, trying to catch the attention of anybody who would listen. You hear his voice. The fires are spreading more and more by the day. We need help to quell the blaze. Please join the tenders and help us heal the wood, please. As he speaks, you see another like shy-looking Sabaluma. Looks kind of like Nevitz, almost like if it was like an older brother. A shy-looking Sabaluma stands equally to his side. And no one seems to be having much interest in the Gallus' speech, and some even are like openly derisive.
Jungo, we should help the poor. Give them a little face to their presentation.
I pick up Pavo and I put him on the ground. And I scoot him towards there in his drunk gait.
Pavo slithers forth in a drunken stupor.
Why do you have to slither?
Oskrani is by your side, just kind of pushing you forward with her head, trying to keep you upright until you eventually just faceplant and you begin slithering, I guess.
Slither.
I'm a snack.
I'm a snack. Excuse me. How old do these ones look?
I don't know to age birds, but to you, I know it's a very. They look like this. I'll show you the portraits, and you tell me what they look like.
Because I was gonna be like youngsters or just people.
The little one, the Luma, looks younger than the other, the first one. So, okay, sorry. Let me start. So that one in chat looks older than.
Okay, that works for me.
This one. Both male, both dressed in the robes you recognized. If you've ever seen tenders around the city or on the road,
the tenders, yeah.
Same one, same green robes kind of thing.
Good day, my children. I see you're trying to get people to your cause.
We are. You, I know you. You are one of the defenders Fatherhood.
I noticed you were having a poor reception, so I thought maybe with the help of me and my friend, the backing of the heroes might jive the people to partake.
I would love nothing more because these people are not listening to me. Am I right? Please do. And he pulls you onto the soapbox he's standing on. It's like, how fortuitous for us to meet at last. I mean, this is an honor. I heard so much about you guys.
Oh, right. Since I'm drunk, do I roll to get
He's so awed by your
debuff?
reputation, he doesn't even notice that you're drunk first.
I just can't believe I have 1,000 miles.
That's just how Pablo is always. Just I'll help you, little man.
All right. You want people to join you to help fight and stave off the fires?
What?
Yeah. What are you trying to get people to do?
So many of my friends were caught in the fires. Where do I start? He seems kind of almost as possible as you are at first, trying to gather his thoughts as he recollects memory, and the other Luma kind of puts his wing on his shoulder in support. But he seems to gather himself and says, right, you'll be able to help me. I mean, you've helped all of us already. I've heard much of your deeds since you arrived at Alderheart, and I must admit, I'm a bit jealous. I only wish I was able to go out and help survivors of the fires across the wood, but...
Don't worry. It took me my whole life to get here. And many hardships.
Well, I thought I was frail, and I thought I made little in terms of fortitude, but looking at you,
it's just
maybe
wait
I
till
can
you
do
get
it.
this stage. Anyways, I'll give this a crack. Jungo!
Yes.
Can you draw some people in with your booming voice?
No.
Okay, thank you.
More people leave. Because he stopped talking, he's talking to you, so just alright. It's continue on going to the market.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is me, Pavel Rudd. Hello. I come to you today not to boast or sell my deeds, but to ask for your help. Me and my companions helped stave off the bandit menace, not through violence, but through companionship and cooperation. The wood, it needs your help. If you have the time, even a week or a day or two, perhaps you could help the tenders. Because they need the help. We all do. And the more we help, the better off we will be in the future. Your children will have better lives, better homes. just now, as the economy comes up and the crime drops, we can help this and extend it further if you join the tenders.
A few more of the crowd gather. You see 3 familiar children hop about. The 2 German orphans hop to the front of the crowd and like look up at you with ire and awe, rather. Drew, what are you using Druidcraft there for? Oh, he just petals flow around Pablo as he like drunk talks
yes.
like I have a dream. Like,
and the wind naturally comes because I'm wind touched.
he just Pocahontas, just full on
Yeah,
Pocahontas.
baby, just.
Eventually, like the people start like nodding their heads and listening, and the Gallus goes back to what he was saying. Now that people are paying attention, he's urging them to gather and, as you said, join the tenders, join them on the front lines of the Scorched Grove, because things are looking most dire. Eventually, he turns to you all once he finishes this speech, and his little Luma is handing out pamphlets or whatever, like just information on how to join the tenders. He goes and turns to you, heroes. I can't thank you enough. I bring grim news. I bring tidings from the west. Monstrosities have begun to manifest from the grove, rising from the ash itself to hunt the tenders stationed there. I have traveled to the Alderheart to speak with the council with hopes of finding aid. Perhaps you could join me there as well. I could use your regal voice. Seems to be too much in awe with you to notice that you're drunk.
We're just on our way to the council.
You know what Pavo sounds like when he's drunk? You remember
What?
The Warhammer Emperor, whatever it's called, uses speech?
Oh, text-to-speech
and it's the
device.
old guy who's
Oh,
like, yeah, you know what I'm
Oh,
talking about?
One of the Council of Terra members.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that guy.
You sound just like him. I was like,
On the 43rd page of the 23rd book, it says you're a heretic here.
Yeah.
Almost like passionate when he's drunk.
Yeah.
Eventually, Oskrandi helps Pavo up by binding down the scruff of his hood, pulling him up, and then like flicking him back toward the saddle, and begins to follow Chungo as you guys maneuver up to the canopy, right? Following the two. The two introduce themselves as Havel of the Autumn Moon and Tever of the Spring Path. Havel is the Gallus with the red patch, and Tever is the Minute Luma. As you maneuver up to the canopy, you see your friend standing before the council chambers. The council chambers themselves now not only have the flags of the different birdfolk perches, but also adorning them are several flags of the larger Humblefolk settlements in the wood. Several Humblefolk delegates have gathered around, recently arisen in the political scene, and they mingle about the plaza. Conversations seem to kind of circle around the council matters, and many hope to earn their own seat in the newly established council. As you guys maneuver over to the plaza, you see your friends. Jungle carrying his barrel, and Pavo riding a new friend beast.
Yes. We found the others.
Yes.
I reach out for big hugs all around.
Has been some
Chungo!
No fits. Still have that sword.
So nice to see you. Haven't seen
Ashley.
you guys in a little while. How have you guys been?
Jungle's doing good.
Good.
Yes. Pablo's drunk.
Oh,
So nothing.
well, I see some things never change, but that's to be expected.
Nevitz thinks he's got taller, and he's like standing proudly with his hands on his hips, waiting for someone to comment on it.
Oh. Did you get new shoes, Nevitz? Or is that just your height?
Yes.
I pick him up and throw him in the air.
Yeah!
Football throw him?
Yeah, I just imagine. I know it's wholesome, like, yay! But in my head, it's like, yeah! You can glide!
I can.
Oh my god, imagine picking up, like little Lumas and then, like, tossing them like airplanes
It's
because
a
they can just
sport
glide off. Yeah.
It's a sport.
Yeah. Tossing midgets.
So, Pavo, Chunga, what do you think they've called us for? We've been fighting with Mother Thistle at the house for unfortunate children, orphans. I've
That's
become
the place was so funny.
Sure. I've become particularly close with Kiri, and she tells me all the little things that her and her brothers hear when they run about the city. So, and I've heard about there being an increased number of tenders around helping or asking for help. Do you think this has something to do with that?
Possibly. We're bringing these guys to see them.
Hello. And Tefo, the smaller of the two, approaches the fellow Luma and just very, very, very timidly and very awkwardly just goes, "Hi."
Hi.
Seems very awkward. Seems to be shifting about, looking first at you and back at the buildings, back at you, and all throughout. You know, and a very odd, hard to read individual. Not sketchy per se, just odd. And the other, Havel, the Gallus, seems more straight standing and used to society, and he greets you all with a hello. Shall we? We will make our way up there. You seem to be in the middle of getting to see each other after some time. We will let you get on with it, and we'll see you there.
Good.
Yes. We'll show a map for the council chambers, or whatever. Do you wish to do anything before you enter, or do you wish to go anywhere else?
I think we're good.
Yeah. Also worth noting for later, I kind of forgot to mention it, but as you were passing the market, you saw a familiar face there. She set up a tent at the one of the now freed up corners. Now that there's no more refugees, set up her own tent. Is Susan, the swamp witch? She's here now.
Hey.
Yay!
Oh, we'll have to go check her out later.
Yeah.
But anyway,
It can't be more late than we already are.
All right, we'll
There's
get
no
to it. I just thought that I should mention before I forget. There have been like so many changes to Elderheart in this chapter that I'll just mention them as we go along. But yeah, as you enter the council chambers, you are met with an unusual sight. It is absolutely filled with people. Birdfolk, Humblefolk, tenders, even a few people from beyond the wood have assembled here. Races that some of you have never seen before. Weird monkey people with pointed ears. All those assembled clamor over each other, their pleas desperate. Some are urging for an immediate removal of all tenders from the grove before more lives are lost. Some are calling for a mobilization of Perch Guard to meet the monster head-on. It seems everyone has an opinion and is fighting to be heard. Tevor and Havel are here as well. You can see them not too far, standing patiently off to one side of the rabble. Before the familiar bright Gallus, seated in the middle of a long table at the front of the hall, raises her feathered hand and patiently waits as many of the gathered birdfolk notice her gesture and fall silent. How come I don't have the GM there? Oh, I remember why. Never mind. They fall silent. The silence in the hall is almost overwhelming in the contrast of the noise that had filled the hall moments ago. When Beta speaks, it is not with that booming voice or harsh language. The sound of command and respect permeates her every word as she addresses you, and your companions simply. Thank you all for heeding our summons so quickly. The wood is in great need, and many of our tenders have already paid the dearest price for it. We hope you will hear our pleas and offer us your aid in this most dire circumstance.
Nevitz is nodding his head while smiling, and he looks at everyone else to make sure he's not doing anything he shouldn't be doing.
Ungo is doing his best to smile. I mean,
Jungle?
Pavo. I'm drunk.
Pavo, Beta takes a moment to eye Pavo. I mean, with that same look of like, not contempt, but like, I have to suffer you,
I point to my
I have to
large.
deal with you again.
Yeah.
I point to my large creature and be like,
We're inside a building.
She nods
Yeah,
to the
we're all with us.
creature, and the creature nods back at her. They're allowed the creature inside. I mean, Pablo
Oh,
needs it
okay.
to walk. It's like a cane. It's like a disability pet.
honestly, Chungo, it's probably smarter than half the people in this room.
I'll pretend I
Probably
didn't
smarter
hear
than
that.
Chunko.
As I
He
was
said half.
saying,
Are you implying
say
that you
which
think you're?
half.
Are you implying that you think you're stupid, Speaker Brita?
you know what? Checkmate, you got me. As I was saying, we have some ill tidings on the horizon. Swarming clouds of ember bats have been spotted near the grove in larger numbers than ever before seen. Strange fire creatures sighted in the woods have injured many travelers, and many more tenders have gone missing. We have consulted with the brigade, the re-established bandits, with scouts and diviners from the avium who reported sightings of a huge unknown creature stalking the ash plains of the grove. Something must be done, which is why the council has called upon you once more, the defenders of Alderheart. She finishes that by staring at Pavo, not believing her words.
I believe her words. In fact, I learned the name of those fire creatures, correct? In my studies, because
You
Odur
were like
speak?
researching how to treat burns, right? You weren't researching the creature itself. You were studying more like the wound and the magical branding of
Right.
it, and you would know exactly what she's talking about if she were to talk about like the way these people were injured and stuff. But you're
Anyway,
not.
I
The only
I
thing
nod in
that
confirmation.
Ostrandi, the only thing, fair enough. The only thing from RP that Ostrandi mentioned is that what injured her was some sort of a specter, like this spirit of fire. But you can't describe it further. Didn't have much chance to see it, right, before it branded her. Pausing to let you speak amongst yourself and kind of let the crowd murmur as well. Beta goes on. I only wish I could provide more information on the matter, but this creature is a new discovery, and we have very little to go on. You see her like call onto Teva, the Luma tender, before the head table. Teva, approach. You were the most recent tender to encounter the massive beast in the grove. What can you tell us about this creature?
Nevitz now looks nervous at the description of massive.
Yeah.
Who did she ask to describe?
Teva is
It's
the
her.
little Luma person. I just can't show his handout because spoilers. I'm sorry, but it's
Oh, that's all right. Okay.
this one over yonder.
Yes.
A little short, 3 feet tall, a little bit bigger than Nevitz. However that big that is.
I pat him on the back. Have at it, boy.
You just look. You pat him down and goes, "Whoo, huh, yeah, thanks." And he goes up toward the podium with little tiny steps, all Luma awkward like. Nervously, he begins recalling seeing the ash, the plains of ash, and he seizes up as his eyes go wide as he just kind of rolls back in memory. I remember something burrowing in the ash, as if beneath it, deep in the earth. I saw I saw nothing. I never saw the creature. It never broke the surface. I was unable to get a good look at it, no. He continues on with a quivering voice. It grabbed my mentor, my instructor, just swallowed him. I could do nothing but watch as it sucked him under the ash. I turned, I ran, I made it to the edge of the wood and it did not give chase. He's still on the podium, quivering, explaining. Do you guys have any questions for him?
So once you left the ash, it didn't chase?
No, it was confined to the grove. Seemed to have originated from it. I could feel its heat from where I was standing. It's blazing, scorching heat.
As he continues to stammer, I slowly walk up behind him and I just put a comforting hand on his shoulder and I just pat him and I say, "It's okay. You can continue. I know that you can do this." As I think to my own past near the grove.
The way he describes this creature is almost a precise description of that thing from your past.
Yeah, that's why I just maintain. I just am very comforting to him, and I continue to pat him on the shoulder and be like, "It's okay, continue." But otherwise, I'm very quiet myself, a little spooked by what he's saying.
He continues to explain the terrifying nature of it. Never seen, besides the brief moment when he looked down at his master. He was halfway buried through the ash, getting pulled down. And in the last moment, with a quick flick, the beast revealed itself, but for a moment, a blur of charcoal-like skin as it just swallowed and buried the instructor under the ash. When he finishes, he's wordless, shaking and quivering. He points at a point of a map that he's holding up where he saw it, marking the northwest.
Could you put this Luma's name in the thing? Because I keep wanting to use his name, but I don't know his name. Tever, okay. Thank you, Tever, so much for telling us this. I know this was really, really hard to say. As I bend down and give him a comforting hug.
He doesn't seem to know what to do with the embrace. He's just like, "Oh, yeah," and you can feel him like just vibrating, quivering in your embrace. Beta mentions to you all, the grove is a dangerous place, and you will need a guide. Havel, see to it. And at that moment, in your in your embrace, quivering, Tever raises a shaking hand and goes to speak, conflicted, but he tries not to get. You see that he's trying not to let the fear get the better of him. Managing to steady his voice, he says, "I will lead them where I last saw the creature. Though I fear for my life, every second we waste is a chance for it to strike again." Beta doesn't skip a beat, doesn't let the silence hang for too long, and simply says, "Then let it be so. Heroes, depart as soon as you can and bring an end to this new threat. I trust that with your skills combined, you will uncover and rid Humblewood of this foe." Right. I conclude this meeting of the chamber. You are dismissed.
Nevitz is no longer smiling as they make their way. He's not upset or mad. He looks nervous.
Damn, Jungo. And Nevitz is sweating. Poor
We're
little
not
guy.
even at the ash fields yet.
I guess he'll be a puddle by then, won't he?
I remain very quiet as I walk out of the council room, very pensive.
as you walk out, the whole crowd begins to kind of funnel out, having heard Big Peter's decision. You take a moment to like look around and look where your guide has gone, where has Tever gone. Eventually, you see him in one of the corners along with Havel. Havel has him like in an embrace, and you just see him like mouth like something along the lines of like, "Be careful." Gives him a little peck, and then lets him go as Tever makes his way towards you guys.
Okay.
Okay.
You'll be safe, Tever.
I entrust my very life into your hands, fellow tender. And he...
I start picking him up to put him in the barrel.
Oh, well, here we go. I actually had a thing to say real quick. Okay.
It's open. It's an open barrel.
All right. I hope you don't see him in that's kind of like... Oh, yes, a guide. Good.
We'll take him out when we need him.
Yeah.
It's like having a fucking baby in Pillars of
It's like
Eternity.
you're walking down the path and you're just like,
Spot.
make a left turn.
It's GPS. Open the barrel. It's a crossroad.
He like
Left.
he like peeks out of a barrel like so right here, and he points at his own map, which is kind of similar to yours, same cartographer perhaps. The great ashen plain that stretches across the northwest forest. It's a result of the massive forest fire that we all know as the Great Calamity, yes? Which raged so many centuries ago. It left this whole area altered and strongly connects the very magic of the elemental plane of fire to it. This barren place has remained in such a state for as long as, well, I can remember. We have two choices before us. To get to the Scorched Grove by road, and let me just open the map so we have like a relevance to what I'm pointing at. So you guys are like here. You're in Alderheart. Yeah, okay. So we have two choices before us. To get to the Scorched Grove by road, we must head back west toward Winnowing Reach, then continue west until the road nears the southern edge of the grove, where Ash Barrow used to be. It is a 4 days journey if we take the long road. Alternatively, we can take a more direct approach through the forest to the northeastern edge of the grove, very near where the beast was last spotted. This more direct approach will get us there in merely 2 days. So essentially what I'm saying is this over like 4 days, or this over 2.
If we were to take the long route, wouldn't we be able to meet the crocodile guy again?
Yeah.
You can do whatever you want.
And we'd
Yeah.
meet our friend at Middlefan as well. And
Yeah,
our friends at Winnow
we
Reach.
should. I think I would. Or,
I would like the long
I
one.
turned to the rest of the group, and I think it would be nice to. I know you guys might have been on your travels with the caravan, visited Meadowfen once more, but I would like to see Meadowfen again to see how the efforts have been helping them.
Sure thing. We can leave within the hour. I'm just gonna make a quick pit stop, if you don't mind, maneuvering yourself toward that shop over yonder. And he points toward like the Canopy Market where Eliza's Emporium is. I just need to pick up a few things before we set off. And after all, it is a 4 days journey, and I'm ready to go.
You mentioned Susan from the Moke Fields is here.
Yes, you guys saw her in the trunk market as well.
I wish to converse with the Susan.
Sure.
The Susan.
The Susan. So, Susan Fromm is now here. She has assembled a small tent of wares in the trunk market where she hopes to, looks like she hopes to sell, along with what looks to be like she set up like a crystal ball and cards. She's doing like fortune readings and stuff. Whatever is in her witchcraft arsenal to provide to the people. If you want, you can go ahead and meet her again. I don't remember Susan's voice because I don't remember characters from 3 episodes ago. I'm sorry. But she's
Been a few
there.
more than 3.
Right. But Susan isn't here. Probably a whole
Yo,
person.
Susan! What's
Yo,
up?
pal, how's it going? This is my
Hi.
voice now.
I
Baba Yaga, Baba Yaga, Baba
have
Yaga.
a question.
Yes.
Well, we know you deal in mystical things and
I
stuff
still
like
owe you a
that.
favor from last time, from all the, from all you've done for me and all that, and
Yes,
I
I
still
was
owe you
hoping
potions.
for some insight on these fire spirits.
Fire spirits, like the ones I saw in my visions.
Yeah, and the really big thing under the Scorched Grove, and
Well, I know nothing about big things under the earth. I know what comes from it. And what comes from it is what it has taken. When the fires take, they keep, and they spit it back out into the world. Hot and
okay,
blazing
so
and angry.
for every person the fire eats and consumes, it spits back out and it's angry and mad.
Sometimes a person never completes his task on this earth and must remain essentially to like do what it couldn't do in life before it can pass on, and the
Oh, I
fires
see.
ensure of that. They are
Interesting.
like the gatekeepers of hell itself. These fires.
Oh, well, thank you for the insight, and I guess I'll hit you up on that
Incident?
favor.
Oh, okay.
Seeing as we're going to deal with fire spirits.
Well, I offer potions still, if you wish. Let me just look it up real quick. Sorry, I have to scroll back up. I offer potions using any ingredients you might have found around. Alternatively, I offer my potions for 50 gold pieces each, or 100 gold pieces for the more superior kind, such as the resistant potions, superior like healing potions. She looking about. She has a good stock. She just now arrived, right? So she has like a full stock, four of each potion, and like 2 of the more superior kind. If you're looking for the actual list of potions, I have it at the bottom of that handout, I believe. Yes. So she has potions of healing, greater healing, potions of animal friendship, potion of feather fall, resistance, oil of stickiness, and oil of sleepiness, both made from those jellies found in mock fields.
I'll take 4 potions of healing.
Sure, that'll be 200 gold.
Bye bye, money. I have 10 silvers.
Right. Anything else from Susan?
Oh, that's it. Thank you, Susan.
While this is going on, Shango, just real quick, Eliza's Emporium is booming. Business is doing great, especially with the recent development and with your help. She has a few magic items on sale if you so wish. Otherwise, if you want to pick up any adventuring gear for Shango while Tevor is shopping, you may. For yourself or for your companions. Just let me know if you're interested and I'll rule that, or we can just move on.
Yeah, I'll check what she has.
Magic item wise, or
Just
like adventuring
quickly.
gear?
Magic item wise. Things for
Emporium.
fire.
Yes. It's getting so hot in my room. I'm gonna turn on the AC in a moment. Eliza's Emporium is giving me a hard time because that's chapter 1, isn't it? No. Sorry, bear with. Oh, it's under shopkeepers. I moved it, right? Because I want to save space. There it is. Eliza's Emporium, magic items. Can you roll me like 3d10? I'll tell you what she has in stock. See if she restocked any of the, more of those cloaks of strict kind. Roll me another one because I can't have doubles. So you see she sells a nice looking quiver that seems to magically store more arrows in it than usual. When she demonstrates to you, she just keeps pulling out arrows like she's a magician, and by the time she puts them all on the counter, it's like 60 arrows. And she just, with one motion, scoops them all back up, and somehow they fit in there. There's 2 other compartments on either side of that quiver. She also sells... still selling that staff of the python that you guys saw it last. Seems to be... if I could like show you what staff of the python looks like. Just because it's neat to see magic items.
After the python's actually pretty dope.
Yeah, you looked it up already?
Nah, I've just seen it like months ago.
It's like a golden staff shaped like a snake. It's a very rare items, but the guy's price for it is dirt cheap at 500 gold pieces. And she also sells. You rolled an 8 there. Oh, she has she seems to have acquired a handful, like a talent statue. Upon each finger is a separate ring. Most of them are mundane rings, gold, silver, bejeweled. The middle ring, it has like a feather shape to it, and it's like a feather going around. It's a ring of feather falling, which allows you.
I mean, we're birds.
It's not all of you, first of all, right?
I can carry you.
She's not. Like, you can't yeet her off Alderheart and she'd be like, yeah, that's fine. Like, but yeah, efficient quiver, ring of feather falling, and staff of python is what she has on hand. Yes, because things are going in and out constantly. Like every week, she has new magic items. One of the. Is that correct? One of the rings also features like a ram's head with like horns jutting out. Are you familiar with a ram horn?
Yeah.
It's that.
Oh.
You see, she also sells like small clockwork squirrels made of bronze that seems to have been made by her inventor friend from across the road. She has spell books on sale, but we don't have wizards. She does have a spell scroll of Major Image, but I don't think anybody in the party can cast that even if they could buy the scroll. For some reason, she sells wooden eyes, just eyes made of wood.
Yes, splinters.
And she seems to have got her hands on. I know, right? What would you? Ugh. And she seems to have. I guess they polish it. And she seems to have got her hands on a deed to a house in Brackenmill. Anybody wants a house? We're playing Skyrim now.
How much is that?
The house is 500 gold pieces for the deed, and it's all yours.
Damn.
Do you want a whole house, or do you want a staff? Like, I love economy in D&D.
That's true.
Yeah.
I mean, with the staff, you can just take someone's house.
Yeah, I mean, but
you
if
take
you
someone's
bought the
house
house
with a dagger if they're not armed, but
if you bought the house, you could rent it out as a property.
Real
true.
quick, I just googled the staff, and it says that it can only be used by a cleric, druid, or warlock. Is this something that all of us can use in this campaign?
let me read it.
Okay.
I'm gonna say you can use. I don't care if you can afford it. It's yours. It's 500 gold pieces. If you can buy it, you can use it. It doesn't seem to, like, aside from thematics, be needed to be used by a cleric, druid, or warlock.
Right.
Because the way it reads, it's like
How much is it?
500.
Nevit's like, he takes out his like little his shiny box, and he's looking at the shiny gems inside of it, and he looks.
The
at
most
staff,
prominent one is a
and this-
300 gold pieces massive gem.
Like, I have the 500 GP one now.
What?
300.
From the that I got from the what are they called? The council.
Yeah, 300. You asked for 300. I wrote down 300, and I've wrote 300 multiple times.
Okay.
Can I make it 500?
I do.
I don't
But
care.
there's no fire resistant stuff.
I just want to read this item real quick out of care, because for everybody too, because I mean she's gonna identify it in store, so it doesn't matter. You can use an action to speak the staff's command word and yeet the staff on the ground 10 feet away from you. The staff becomes a giant constrictor snake. That's a big monster. Under your control and acts on its own initiative count. Interesting. By using a bonus action to speak the command word again, you return. Why is this not available to rangers? You'd think, right?
Bro,
Because
I don't know.
fuck
D&D's fucking
You
weird.
return to the. Why is this like class locked? You return the staff to its normal form in a space formerly occupied by the snake. Okay, so you're Moses essentially. On
I
your
think
turn,
it's class lock because it's basically Moses. That's why.
60 feet movement is insane. You decide what action the snake can take where and when it makes its move. It can use the general commands such as attack your enemies. That's not very specific. Just use any action. Just say that. If the snake is reduced to 0 hit points, it dies and the staff reverts to its form. The staff then shatters and is destroyed. Okay, I was like, okay, just summon the snake again. Okay, if the snake reverts the staff before losing all its hit points, it regains all of them. Okay, I don't see what it should be like class locked. It's a cool item for anybody to use. You're half Jafar, half Moses.
I'm just gonna play a cleric and take that staff and just be Moses.
Okay. Also, I'm gonna play an ASMR.
Yeah, I will.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna hoard all the items. I'm gonna take your shield because you're not using it right. Nah.
I'm gonna
Want to
take that
destroy
necklace.
it.
But okay, no,
I'm gonna
guys,
take
we have to
the
keep
necklace
moving.
and
I'm
take
sorry. Do you want to buy the items or not?
No.
Okay, they're
What's an ASMR?
What? What Cole was?
It's an angel person.
moving on. That's that, and you bought the potions. Anybody else? Anything before we hit the road?
Any potions of fire resistance or anything?
There's stay for 100 gold pieces each. From Susan.
Can I get
She
a
can also make them
discount
if
on multiple?
roll
bulk
persuasion because you're such a charismatic, handsome gallus.
Yeah.
I slapped my belly.
Oh, oh, oh.
Oh.
Persuasion?
Chungo,
like 'em chunky?
Chungo would be Santa. He would be Father Winter during like.
Do you like them
Winterfest.
big?
Yeah, persuasion.
Jungle would like them at a lower price if
Do you,
buy
do you have
multiple.
any reagents on your person still from like back when you gathered stuff?
Jungle currently has.
2-month-old alligator eyes.
Oh, ew.
have
No.
Eggshells.
No.
Giant
Sorry.
eggshells.
Ooh. I'll take from the party as a whole. Just give me your shit that you don't need, and I'll see how much of it she needs. Eggshells, she'll take. That's a rare reagent. That's. I was gonna keep that for later potions, but yeah.
I also got a I have it written down as a bowl of mud, but I'm pretty sure it's the thing that the dude in the hot spring gave me.
Yeah, I mean, like.
Oh, yeah.
Wow, the stuff we get from the free hot spring. Oh, rare reagents. It's like playing Skyrim. You just steal the shit and then you sell it back to the same merchant. Django, how many do you want? How many potions of fire resistance do you want?
How many people in our party again?
She carries 2, by the way, so I don't know what I'm asking you. You want to buy 1 or 2? I said
I'll buy 2.
You'll buy 2? She'll give it to you for like 150. Buy 1, get the second one half off.
Okay.
For the eggshells. Can I have eggshell?
Yes.
Alright. Cool.
Evans?
You're familiar with how potion of fire resistance works, yes?
Yeah.
It doesn't just give fire resistance.
Do you know for how long and stuff, or do you want me to Google that?
I don't know how long.
Yeah, it's okay.
It's 1 minute, I think.
It is 1 hour.
Oh.
That's
okay.
why they're so fucking expensive, because they're pretty much like drink and forget kind of thing. It's like Witcher buff.
Yeah.
Alright. Alright, so, you know, Tever gathers things, he has a coin of his own, and he just buys food for the journey, you know, whatever he needs for, like, a camp, because it is 4 days on the road. Anybody else? Any last minute things? I just don't want to hear, can I buy grappling rope halfway through?
Yep. Won't be in the grappling hook in a grove.
You say that.
Absolutely, he's definitely person of the people. So Ashling's broke, so Ashling is good with the equipment she has.
Ashling is the person of people, therefore Ashling buys slaves.
No, Ashling literally has like what, 6 gold pieces? Yeah.
Sure.
She can afford a lot of things.
You set off on the road.
Jungle did a lot of working. Jungle can pay for things.
I'm gonna say for the sake of my sister, even though she's not here, she might be coming in late, but we'll see. I don't know. That's her mood. She comes along with you. Ready your ox cart. Brenda is downstairs waiting for you guys, all saddled up
I'm gonna buy a bunch of extra food.
for Brenda. Yeah.
That too, and extra food for any bandits along with.
Pavo and her giant scorpion set out as well. You know that the tender, I can't be forgetting names so soon. Come on. Tevor has an innate way to speak with all your beasts. Scrandy seems to have like some, not as strong a bond as with Pavo, but mutual understanding. And you know, you caught Tevor speaking to Giant Scorpion at one bit, kind of like this Giant Scorpion would click at him, and he would like click back, and it would just exchange like speech with each other. Just innate druid stuff. But yeah. Flare is also with you guys. I'm just more reminding for myself than anything. Note to Tom, 10 gold worth of food. Yes, okay. That's a lot of food. That's a
real
lot of
food.
Real fancy shit. That's like half your barrel of food,
That's
buddy.
why it worked for me, dude. I worked for them.
Right. Okay. As you set out on the road, you know, Tevor goes on to tell you a little bit more about the Grove and stuff. He's like, every tenter knows the story. Long ago, birdfolk thought they could stop the forest fires from devastation, but unfortunately, by using powerful otherworldly magics, the plans backfired. My phone rings.
Jeez.
Everyone's dying. We're dying. It's happening.
The magic only fueled the flames, and the grove was consumed. By the grace of the Amaranthines, the birdfolk were able to lull the blaze into a quiet slumber. Though the flames were contained, the act unbalanced the elemental forces of the wood for generations. This is why only the gentle magics are used to help the earth heal. With nature, the slow way is the right way. He keeps on speaking.
I know.
Some of you mentioned you after like a day's journey-ish, you want to stop by Juju.
Yeah, Juju.
Jojo.
Oh,
Jean. You find the lizard folk in his abode in those steaming pools of water among the wind chimes made of animal bone. He's peacefully meditating atop of a rock, just kind of trying to absorb as much of the sun's heat as possible, and opens one eye to greet you all. Ah, friends. Leaps off the rock, walks towards you guys a little bit, you know.
Juju.
Chang.
I hold out my arms, but I remember he's blind. And I go to hug him.
Yeah, sniffs the air and goes, yeah. It has been some time. Your smell changed.
BRB.
You smell different.
I have armor.
That's it, yes. Ding, ding.
I mean,
Disgusting.
Jungle has armor.
Yeah.
Disgusted.
Disgusting. Metal. Scale is better. Do you guys wish to like shop by Juju or just make the DM make a fool of himself for a little bit?
Chung would like to know if Juju has anything to combat against an ashen creature,
I want to shop for
or if he knows anything about ashen creatures.
I can ask someone for some guidance in that matter. Give me a few minutes. And he begins to, like, just setting up a little circle ritual of divination magic in his people's ways to kind of speak to the gods and get some answers. As he sets a few incense here and there and lights them up and hails deep, he starts communing in his own language, a very snake-like tongue. And he goes on for like another 10 minutes, after which he opens his blind glazed eyes and looks at you. In terms of like vulnerabilities, it is widely known that cold magic tends to be most effective to quell heat and kind of calm. If you're battling a fire spirit or anything along the lines, that works too. Blades made from blessed by gods or blessed by magic are very effective versus any elemental, whereas plain steel, stone, and anything not blessed or otherwise buffed up by magic is not as effective, but still harms. Are you looking for anything specific? Like,
No, that's pretty much
he
all
doesn't
I
have
really wanted.
items to battle fire because he doesn't do that on his own. He battles beast of the wild. He's all about the hunt.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, he's too far away from the growth to be bothered by such things. But yeah.
Where do you think we can get our stuff blessed, guys? How do we get magic swords?
You still have the blessing of Freya in you, and Pavel still
All
have the blessing of Altus in him. Typically, these shrines you find around, the same shrines you found in the swamp, are very common places to find bits of magic from the earth that also help with these creatures. But as far as Juju knows, the only way to battle a fire elemental outside of blessed means would be arcane reek, what he calls little nebbits.
Yeah, magic.
Right.
Okay.
I mean, this guy fights with like bone
that's-
swords and stuff. He made a blessed weapon of Semoania when he made the whip, right? But that's about the extent of that.
Wow. Find a way to enchant our weapons, boys.
Well, so wait, what does he have on sale?
Oh god, make me go all the way back to my notes. It's been so long since I touched Juju. I have it here, so I have to. I'll control F it. Juju. Symbol. Investigation. Courier Silver Bone Shaman. Yeah, Trade.
Did you guys know you don't need a pilot's license to drive a plane? What are they gonna do? Pull you over?
I mean, they'll shoot you down. The shaman makes. He still busies himself day to day by making instruments made out of wood and bone. He sells daggers, knives, and short blades, axes, and shields made out of bone as well, out of shells. He also sells cured hides and handcrafts hide armor for those who can wear it. Aside from that, he makes petty jewelry and just seems to have taken a big liking to venturing to the Callan Grip coast and having returned with a whole bunch of shells, started making like a whole bunch of necklaces. It's really shamanistic, like decoration and armor and weapons and stuff. Nothing enchanted, nothing silvered, because he doesn't have a smith here.
Right.
He still has in his possession that various spell focuses upon an elemental board. 5 gems, each containing those like 5 elements suspended: fire, water, earth, wind, and blood. Remember that from way back?
Yeah.
Yeah, usually used by acolytes and people in the avium to kind of practice, not prestidigitation, but elemental magic, the equivalent of a cantrip for elemental magic, kind of train. And gems can be combined to summon powerful methods and spirits. I'm sorry. I mean, snake hide, fish, things of the wild. I get a feeling like I can go on and on, but you're looking for something specific to battle elementals, and not Juju. Doesn't have anything aside from that one whip he already gave. I would have offered a whip, but he already offered it.
I'm back.
Does that make sense? He offers hunting traps. He has hunting traps, which do, if the thing is not ethereal, when elementals tend to be ethereal, they're not ghosts. They're like off the elements. They still affect them. Traps still affect them. Like an elemental can slip on like tossed metal balls on the floor. So I mean, he sells those. Also, Benna's sword is magical.
Yes.
So
Snevid's sword.
anyway, did I answer questions? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I pat him on the back and we'll be on our way. It's good seeing you.
Yeah, before you go, a little snack maybe. I can't help but not smell the delicious food you have over there. Just a little nibble.
I give him some.
Thanks.
I want to ask him.
Yeah, what's
would
up?
would it be possible to ever find an item that can cast the druid spell plant growth?
Plant growth, not spike growth. The one that makes like things like plants humongous, like and
Yeah, the one that basically causes plants to grow a lot. We're headed to an area where the land is damaged.
tenders might have something of that, or they might have the spell itself on them, and they make the scrolls because they have scribes in their order. You would know this stuff. If not the tenders, which is likely, but if not the tenders, absolutely the avian would have a whole bunch of like nature magicians who would craft those items. The avian is your place for all things magic, essentially. If you can't find anywhere else, they'll have it.
I see. Okay.
Probably could have went there.
Juju specializes in crafting items and imbuing them with the power of his god, but like that takes time to make from scratch. Whereas the avian can make those like by commission by the day because they have a system going. Yes.
Probably should have went there. Magic.
Oh, that's fine. We'll be fine.
Yeah.
Tever just got
Jungle believes in us.
Perhaps it is best that we don't overload with magic. Magic is a terribly dangerous thing. I mean, it is what caused the grove to manifest. In
I
the
pick
first
up
place.
Nevitz in response to that. Doesn't look dangerous.
Maybe
Oh,
As I twirl Nevitz around.
perhaps Cloran
Didn't he-
favors him.
Almost kill us once.
Ah,
Almost doesn't mean he did.
I suppose you're right.
So what you're saying is I should keep like at least 30 feet away from him?
I start pushing Nevitz towards him.
Yeah, no, I get the message.
I put Nevitz back there.
Right. Juju wave you goodbye. How do you guys want to do this? We can expedite this with like watches and encounters along the roads, or we can just get to the next point of interest, which is essentially Meadowfen. I prefer the latter, but it's really I can rule stuff as well.
I'm good with the latter.
Yeah, we can zoom. No one cares.
Zoom! About 2 days pass. You guys camp out in the same camping spot you did last time, actually.
But this time above it, because we have that necklace there.
True. You had it before, but...
Woo.
Ooh.
But now we have a single tent where we all sleep in
A yurt
fuck. What's my...
in your fart tent around
Yeah,
Brenda.
Brenda.
Just hotbox that
Brenda
you cow
fart
farts.
tent.
Brendan.
Yeah. Put you all to sleep with some scented candles. I just
Is
imagine
that lavender?
never sliding a single flame, an entire like tent just. Pavo, it takes you some time to convince the Scrundy to enter civilized towns. Else, she can remain at the edge of the village, kind of stalking in the woods until the party moves on, and she can find you by scent.
Yep.
The latter or the first?
The latter works. If
Sure.
she's not comfortable going in, I
She's
don't want
much just from innate bond. You feel
Yep,
like she's
I don't
much
wanna-
comfortable.
to push her buttons.
Yeah, I mean, the people will be much
Push
more comfortable now being around Direwolf as well.
It's not direwolf.
It's the same size. That's what I'm calling it that, because you know what a direwolf is. But, anyways, you asked about its size. It's like a direwolf from like Game of Thrones. That's that shit. You see on one side of the road, the forest eventually transitions to the familiar copse of spruce that surrounds the sleepy town of Meadowfen. On the other side, the marshlands of the Mock Fields bring a cool, misting wind from south that I would die for right now.
Yeah, fuck right. I would die for some wind.
Said
My
the wind
basement's
touch.
freezing cold.
You pass by some ashen-enriched pastures where farmers work the land, harvesting ripe sour berries and other waterborne plants. As you pull up into the small, humble village, you get an opportunity to greet a few familiar faces and old friends. Thanks to the council's relief efforts, a few brigade folk have been stationed here, busy themselves with distributing much-needed supplies from carts that arrived from Elderheart some time ago. You see an old familiar face, Ardwin, the matron of Meadowfen. She's taking a walk along the streets, along the street gardens, with a servant priestess by her side, that's dressed in tender greens. The matron of Meadowfen recognizes you all, and with a very gentle smile nods in your direction, and spreads her wings wide in an embrace. I'm so happy to see that you're all well. I must say, with the bandit threat halted, thanks to your efforts, we have received many volunteers. The contingency of handsome fellows that brought much needed supplies. I thank you. And indeed, she seems genuinely thankful. How do
I
you
give her the hug back and I just ask how she's doing.
Just she caresses your armor where like the yellow of it has been painted, and in her astute wise self, she just goes, "I'm doing well, just as well as you. I see you've made the best of yourself, and I did not make a mistake by taking you in. As I am not gonna make a mistake again by taking you in again. Dinner, perhaps."
Of course.
Yeah. She provides a place for rest if you guys wish to get some dinner, food, and stuff. I mean, Tever has to resupply as well. If you wish to do anything else while you're here, you may. Tever takes some.
Oh, I'd like to go and find Kara.
It's been sessions. Just remind me.
She was one of the first characters we met in like first session. She was the one who told us about the fires.
Right. Yeah, I just don't have a token for her, so So you find Kara along with her many friends, the Fellowship of Scouts that have been sent to Ash Barrel, kidnapped by the by the Bandit Coalition, brought to the jail, and you guys are rescued, and now they're all back here. They seem to be doing quite well, and Kara, as though she does still bear some scars from the fires. A few spots where the flames have singed her have not healed whatsoever. The brand just black with white spots here and there, as if her very wing has turned to ash in some places. But aside from that, she seems to be doing quite well. Recognizing you, she smiles, offers you a glass of water or whatever else.
Thank you, Kara. You seem to be doing much better. Have you guys been able to go back to Ashborough, and like how's it been doing? How have the fires come back to that area?
Well, the fires did not quell, no, but I haven't come back. Some of us braved the journey and thankfully returned, but nothing remains of the village. In fact, some fires spread further, consuming it altogether. I think everybody who could have been rescued have been rescued, and we should be thankful to the Amaranthines for that, at least. I think the best we can do now is save that which stands and maintain that which still lives, and work to restore which has died. I'm sorry, I'm still recovering, and indeed she still seems to be in some discomfort and pain from the still lingering wound. And you would think a burn would heal by this time, but no, there's something very unnatural about the wound, the brand.
I grab the tips of each of her wings in a comforting gesture and state my condolences for the loss of her village, but I'm very happy that all efforts have been made to help her people continue and to heal in whatever minor ways are possible. And I express that we've come back from Elderheart to help investigate the situation.
Right. I think some of my friends told me about some strange things going on, an ever-increasing presence of bats. They seem to be swarming in larger numbers than before, as if attracted to something in those lands. The way they fly, it's so odd. Orbs. Perfectly round orbs in a swarm that seems to be traveling through those.
That doesn't sound like Emberbeth. We have one, I point at the Emberbeth.
Can after finishing my conversation with Kara, I go back to talk with Pavo.
Okay. I'll be back. I'm just turning all my AC. I can't. I'm
Ashling,
literally dying from heat.
how can I help?
Pavo, I keep hearing these tales of Emberbat speaking or doing all these strange acts. I was wondering, can you communicate with Flair at all?
Yes. Bring her over and I will commune with the beast.
Commune.
Commune. Do not laugh at me.
I'm not
You
laughing
can't
at
talk
you.
to animals.
I talk to one all the time.
That's why I've come to
That's
Move.
but
Pavo.
you can't
I've come
understand
to
it.
speak your own
I look straight at Pavel when I say that.
I rip your throat out.
I have armor.
I collect
I
Flair
have throat
from
armor.
I collect Flair from
Papa, I
from
must
Brenda's
be.
back where she was had a nice comfy fluffy nest for the security here, and I bring her over to Pavo.
You know, it's a terrifying thought. A bird folk getting infected with lycanthropy and turning into like a small werewolf that has enhanced speed, and it's just like, what the fuck was that in the darkness? This little tiny werewolf is like, and then just like bites your fucking foot off. Anyways, I cast Speak with Animals.
That was quite what?
Dingle, dingle, my foot is a tingle.
Yes.
I beseech thee, Flair. Do y'all kind fly like orbs?
So you concentrate on Flair's hyperventilating breath, which seems to like slow down as the spell begins to translate her voice, and Flair just goes, "Sup."
Oh no.
Nah, my kind? Nah, they don't do that shit. Nah. That's weird, man. I heard that just now, and I was like, what?
Hold on a sec. Ashling, did you attempt to gendify the bat when we got it? Cause you fucking did a bad job.
Hey,
Who
man, I just
said
be me, you know?
Flair was a feminine name.
It's
Who
got
said?
it's got a deep voice.
Flair is a bitching name. I love the name Flair. I'm all on it.
It loves the name.
Yeah. It just
I
right.
always thought it was a woman. Bat. It's a potential bat of some kind. I don't want to assume it's biological nature.
As you shouldn't.
Like how we're
Yeah.
one hand racist and then back to being not in the same sentence.
How did I be racist? I had a deep voice.
Tom's
It's fucking hilarious.
I'm not being racist. I'm not putting on blackface. What do you want from me?
Anyways, have you ever been to the Scorched Grove?
No, you broke my wing and took me from my home. I was over in the muck fields.
I just wanted to check.
We only get to the Scorched Grove when we grow up, but I'm never gonna get a chance. So I got kidnapped, and here I am, having the time of my life. Just
You're like twice the size when we got you. We've been feeding you good, I think. Did she
yeah.
feed you?
Fruit and stuff, bugs. No.
Show me them calves. How are they doing?
Flair flexes like bat muscles, which are non-existent, just like.
Damn.
You see this, right? You see that she doesn't have that Flair doesn't even have feet, right? Like doesn't even have like calves to speak of, right? It's immediate feet.
It's immediate feet.
It's like no neck, no feet, just
No,
I am this.
feet, no surface.
oh,
Flair's a bit-
yo,
Flair's
Flair's
a bit plump.
thick. I didn't realize that Flair was so. That's a fat
Flair
bat.
is thick.
Fat
Yeah, dude.
Flair.
Like,
Oh,
Oh, that's hella thick.
Well, okay.
Oh man, my cheeks hurt. I'm too much.
I was just saying, I was
Do
not
you
sure. I thought
do
I
you
was.
have anything
Do you
want to
ever find
say?
it weird that like you guys are so lucky. You're born, you don't even have ears. I don't even know. I don't know how you hear me right now. But like, look at these things. I just have the 2 vaginas for ears. Hey,
I'm
right.
sorry. How
Look
do
at
you
them.
even? How do you know? When have you seen your ears?
I don't want to get into that. Sorry, that was a bad fucking vibe. I'm just looking at the picture. I'm like, that ain't right.
I mean,
That's not how you draw
any-
ears.
anyways,
Yeah.
but that's what bad ears
No,
look like.
like
oddly
my
enough.
kind doesn't fly in orbs. That's very weird. Flair agrees.
Cool. Do you have anything to say while we're doing this? This is your chance, because I probably won't do it again, because you're like in a
Brendo's
cage.
head is like so comfy. Like you don't even know. I nestle in there and I just pass out.
Everyone, Flair loves Brenda's head.
Yeah.
Don't burn it.
I won't. I mean, I can
I'll
control
go.
this.
He don't control the flame that burns inside. It controls him. Ain't that right, Flair?
Yeah.
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 Is that a
Alright,
bad
well,
thing?
okay, I've had enough of this. You're lovely.
Oh, I
do you
ain't
have
done
any-
talking. I'll be talking in your ear for another whole minute. 10
Oh.
minutes of the spell.
Alright, well, I expect you to do that.
Just flies back to like Brenda's head, and all you hear in the back is like comfy, 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 comfy. Yeah.
How's my toad doing? Totally.
Safe. I am safe, and this is good.
Good. Do you want some mist?
Yes, moisturize me, father.
I moist him.
Mmm.
Oh, you still
I
got
am moist.
5 seconds. Go check up on Brenda.
Oh Jesus, Brenda. Brenda. Hey, did you like the name Brenda?
It's fine.
Brenda. It's all right. Brenda says her name's all right.
Oh, good job, Brenda.
She shrugged.
Give her a carrot.
Yeah. She give out carrot, and she's already halfway through, like brow bumping you. And on the way back, she just grabs the carrot, like, candy. Ooh.
Yes.
Like, we like sound 3 animals at once, you asshole.
Get the next one. Get the slime.
Yeah.
You're the
That's
you're the
not an
one who
animal.
said you're
It's
gonna
like just
go out
goes-
for 10 minutes.
Slime's like starved and like dead in his cage. You haven't fed in 2 months.
With
Nevin,
this,
you
with this
haven't
work on
fed
Peanut,
your slime.
I feed him all the time. I
Like
just
what?
fed him.
But you gotta feed him like a small child. He needs nutrients. Go grab one of the orphans.
Hey, Bubble. Want to
Oh,
see something
God.
cool? Hold
Yo,
on, hold on.
show me it.
Flutters
Pat.
onto like the lantern holding up the jelly, and I guess it's like open and breathe somewhere, and it just like sneezes on it, and the jelly just gets set on fire with like a blue flame. Don't worry, you can't feel it.
Oh.
Just
You
like
know
the whole
we
jelly,
can't
like
feel it. I guess it doesn't have a nervous system.
nah.
Hey, what happens if I sneeze on you? I sneeze on
COVID.
Great. Oh, whoa! Oh, how the turntables.
Oh, wait, I just realized.
Yeah. Flair
Oh
will
my
come to
God.
Constitution save. You just now got it.
Player dies.
Yeah, Flair just rules Constitution saves for the next hour.
Oh, God.
And here I
Ugh.
thought I was being smart, being like, "Oh, this is a thing that might have been out there. It can give us more information." Tom turns
Amber
it
bats are
into,
immune to COVID.
this
Confirmed.
ridiculous pro character. Oh God.
Ember bats are immune to COVID, everyone. Good news.
We played D&D and we proved it. Also, we're not winnowing. We're over here. Because you know why? Because I didn't write anything for winnowing, so suck.
But that's where the people that the
I mean, jokes
only
aside,
person
I'm
that
just
we
being a
care
little
about.
shit. Jokes aside, what?
the Axol archaeologist lady or whatever.
Yeah, you owe her 30 gold, don't you?
I don't know her.
For the sake of expedition, Nevitz, do you actively seek out the Axolotl to whom you owe 30 gold? She give you her tuition because you wanted.
Is this the person I borrowed gold from?
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you actively seek her out, or do you actively like avoid her?
Nevitz probably would have forgotten about it by now, but if she reminds him, he's gonna be like, oh yeah, and he'll like.
She ain't sitting there for 2 months, be like, well, I sure hope Nevitz comes back. Like, she's not seeking you out. Do you actively seek her out, or do you like, nah, whatever, like move on?
Just move on.
I don't think there's anything for you guys to reach unless you
Yeah.
come up with anything for you guys. Oh my God, say that fast, without water.
Twiddle-reach.
Weird flex, but okay.
What about slime wrestling? Let's do that.
You want to slime wrestle?
Slime wrestling.
Yeah, fuck this session. Let's slime wrestle. You want to go back? You can. You can go wherever you want. You want to go back to the caves?
You know where I want to go?
Taver's like, okay, bye. I'll go by myself.
I want to leave Humblewood. I want to go up north.
Do Fernveld?
I want to go past the wood.
Yeah, do Fernveld.
I want to go to Waterdeep.
Wrong continent. You're on Everden.
I want to go into a different continent, and then I want to find out what happens to a certain town that went into hell. But then I also need to find out who this Strahd guy is.
At the same
And
time,
maybe, and then maybe
I just want to find
out
Strahd
where,
in hell, like weeping like a little bitch because he is.
and then maybe
Strahd
find
patting his
that
back. It's fine. It's fine.
Orb
My
of Annihilation
She doesn't love
inside
me.
of a Mad Mage's dungeon, while figuring out where the Storm Giants are hiding their stuff.
Imagine if Tom wasn't scared to run past level 13.
Very good, Tom. What are you looking at? You're looking at the Curse of Avernus's
Shut up.
Doom of Anile Mad
King.
Mage. Fuck. What are you doing?
You've been traveling along the high road for days. An evening approaches. You spot a wooden
Fuck off!
signpost next to
Your
the trail
curse is start.
that heads north of the hills. Nailed to the post are 3 arrow-shaped signs to mark Waterdeep and Daggerford.
Are you
Follow
okay?
the high path.
Are you
I don't know.
dying over there?
I don't know what's happening over there. Oh,
What the hell?
he
That was
sounds
like the
a-
best
he sounded
Juju
like a
impersonation I've ever heard. I was like, ah.
She sounded like a Darlic.
Yo, we heading to Nightstone, Trent. Let's go to Nightstone.
Yeah. let's go to
Yes.
next time.
Hopefully
Hey.
that their statue is there and nothing bad has happened.
Right?
Yeah.
Woo! Because I don't want to talk to those goblins for the 4th time in a row. Really don't want to do that.
Alright. Are we moving on? Are you back, Megan? Nah, she ain't back.
Megan, no.
Irma talking.
1.1 of them.
She ain't back. She ain't coming back. I don't want to really reward you guys. I'm just saying you guys are on a mission, but you can go
Yeah,
wherever the fuck you want.
I would like to at least potentially end the session at our objective, so we should probably get a move on.
To my old house.
To your old
What's
house.
not left of it?
To the Ash Barrows where 3 of us are from.
I think. Am I from there? I forget.
Wow, it's your backstory. I'm supposed to know it?
I think I'm from Menofan, technically.
You're from Edofan. You're from everywhere because you're like, you told me you don't belong to one place for too long, right? So you just come stop in Menofan to like take a bird bath in the beginning of the session, first session.
Oh yes.
Tever just takes some time to rest his weary legs, stopping at like a bird bath or something, and spend a few coin to buy a good meal. If you so wish, you may stop at the village's traders to resupply. Whenever ready, you may venture forth to the Scorched Grove to the north, now mere a day journey away. So, last minute supplies, going once, going twice.
I
I'm
think
good.
Other than restock food, all
Yeah.
that jazz.
For the sake of the road, if you were to like encounter any bandits, there's no more ambushing going on as word has spread. If anything, you get the reason why I don't want to do this because you didn't write a letter first. So I don't know how to reply to it.
I know. I'm sorry.
But for the
I've
sake
been
of
busy.
story, if there's any encounters with coalitions, it's simply like in the middle of the night while you're on watch, somebody would have like pissed you from the bushes and just send you like a note or something, right?
Okay.
Or like deposit. I just don't know. I don't have contact because I thought you were gonna write to me, right? So
I know. I got busy and then I was
Bye.
sick yesterday and today, so.
anyway, moving on. I was waiting for Megan to rejoin, but I guess we'll just move on because we're running out of time.
Yeah, her computer says.
Okay. After a day's journey, you reach the threshold of Humblewood's forest, where the trees grow apart to reveal the remnants of the calamity. You pass by ancient sentinel trees, some fallen, some still standing, all burnt to the core. As you reach Ashenbow, there's nothing left of town. It's just straight up like that scene from Mulan with the burnt village that made everybody cry. It is decimated. You pass above the ground beneath your feet. It feels very soft with like soot and ash, and as this like constant snow of ash floats all about, like memories of lives past. I mean, jungle. If you seek out like your place, you find it. The place where your mother told you to run. The place where the flames have consumed everything. Probably the place where she fell. The base establishment of her house still stands, like just soars out of the earth, just here and there, just these black and suited beams, but everything else just felt ruined.
Jungle will just be solemn for a little bit. But Jungle ready to go.
Right.
Jungle no right thing to do.
Yeah. Tever just, takes your wing and just squeezes it as a measure of comfort. As you continue to near the Scorched Grove, walking up the road slowly disappearing below this snowy ash. While nearing the Scorched Grove, you note that Flare grows more and more restless, rapidly clicking and chirping as his little talons reach out to the skies. You begin to hear a faint sound far off in the distance. This sound quickly grows louder, and a cacophony of screeches reaches your ears before you see the source. This great cloud of ember bats is consuming the sparse forest to the north. They are still quite a distance away, but you can feel the combined heat of their bodies even from here. There's some sort of a bright and mysterious orange light occasionally seen shining in between them, and they fly in this like perfect orb formation.
I point at that and I say, I guess that's one of the things we're looking for.
So is it just made of ember bats?
It seems. I mean, like it's quite a distance away. From what you can tell, it's something. It's a swarm of ember bats surrounding something that shines as bright as like a miniature sun. At their center.
Interesting. Can I cast Speak with Animals again, please?
Sure.
Yo, Fire. What the fuck are they doing? You have
I
any
don't
idea?
know, man, but that thing shiny. It's beautiful.
Hey, I got a deal for you.
Hmm?
Why don't you go up there and see what they're doing?
I can touch
Come
it.
back.
Oh boy, can I?
As long as you come back, and I'll give you belly rubs.
Mm-hmm. And he just flies off in that direction. Just see Flare. What is that? Flare flying around him? You just see Flare dart toward the source of light, chirping happily as his voice begins to like ebb away. I don't know if Speak to Animals has a range, but like voice.
I think it does. I think it's like normal
say-
voice range.
Yeah. Normal range. Supersonic here.
Is it all black for the
Wow,
rest
this
of you?
place still burning.
Is it all black for the rest
No,
of
I
you?
can see everything.
Nope, it's not all black for me.
Yeah, it's kind of like looks
Blinking in
kinda
and out for
molten-like.
some of you guys. Is it better now?
Works
looks
for
fine
me.
For me.
Mine's good.
Everything's perfect already.
It was weird for me. Okay, whatever. I'll fix it. Right. So I'm just gonna place your tokens down. Please, internet. Please, God. There's Chungo. There's Pavo. Roll is with us. There's Ashling. There's Nevitz. Your pets are with you, and Flair has gone up north, and you see her form join the swarm.
I can't select my token.
Neither can I.
Neither can I.
I put you guys
You might
on
be
the
on
map
the
instead of
wrong
putting
layer.
you guys. Sorry, yeah, on the wrong layer. I'll fix. Give me a second. 3, 2, and 1. That should be better.
There it is.
Grid. The grid
can
is
touch
really
myself.
weird.
You touch
Oh, there you go.
yourself? What?
No, there was just the grid was really weird, but I guess I just hadn't. My computer hadn't rendered the whole image yet.
Okay. Flare flies northward and just joins the whole swarm. Miles off. The swarm begins to ebb in size as she joins, and then you see whatever is within give off a flash, just burst, and the swarm begins to move as one towards you guys.
Did we just lose Flare?
Trevor
I don't know.
Hopefully not.
tries to
I
like
did
sound
promise
calm.
belly rubs.
I slowly go up.
Oh,
Oh,
Bump it,
you
Trevor,
stay
and
safe.
he's like,
You get back here. I push him behind me, but
you push him. And he's like, "Thanks. I advise against rushing in blindly, but it's clear." He's trying to contain himself. Trying to contain his fight. I don't think we should be facing this thing. I don't have the means to fight.
Oh, don't worry. We're just gonna get a taste for what we're dealing with. Words only convey so much. Sometimes you need to get kicked in the nuts to really understand the reason why you avoid getting kicked in the nuts.
or
As
maybe you can
an
talk.
old mentor told me, if you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge an arrow.
It's like
Where's
a
your mentor
timeless
now?
quote.
He didn't dodge my arrow.
Ah. Ah. Meanwhile, the
shot
swarm
too.
is undulating. It's getting ever so closer now. You can hear this cacophony of bats getting closer.
Oh
Now
shit!
about
Biscuits. Am I
60
gonna get
feet away from you
overwhelmed
guys.
with like 60,000 bats talking at once?
The swarm looks huge. It looks like about 15 to
What are they
20
saying?
feet across.
Alright. We'll
make
keep
go.
some people at a distance while Pavo tries to talk with it.
Oh, fucking Jesus! Okay,
Because Pavo has runaway boots.
it's a good thing I got these Demdar boots.
As the swarm begins to get closer, Pavo's magic, you begin to get a translation of the swarm, and it is a cacophony of screams of joy. Just a bunch of yay! Whee! So hard right now! I don't know, like it's a whole bunch of bats having the time of their life around this thing that grows hotter by the second as it approaches you guys. Just scorching hot.
Hang on a second. Is this the thing that was underground?
No, that doesn't look like it, but I mean, doesn't mean that. Oh god, it's getting hot in here. Doesn't mean that we should be facing it.
And it's. You're good with magic. Does it feel magic to you?
Nevitz looks over at the thing, and he kind of just like licks a feather, holds it up into the air, like he's pretending like he knows what he's doing. Trying to figure out if this thing looks magical.
Are you casting
I look at
anything?
Nevitz very intently.
The wild child that just kind of does it.
Nevitz?
Nevitz.
Can I tell if it's magical, Sean?
Are you casting anything, or are you just like,
No, I'm not casting anything. Just getting a feel. for
Then
it.
just rule like Arcana, normal rule.
Yeah. Actually, I'm trying to impress them, so I'll use touched if I do poorly. Okay, using touch.
Okay, so
Fuck.
the heat
I was
feels
using this.
real. This ain't no illusion coming
Oh, wait,
towards you
that's not-
guys. You can see that whatever trees are still kind of standing behind you guys begin to like smoke as the water begins to like evaporate from them. So whatever this is, it's affecting the environment, not an illusion. Whatever you can get from that.
Now let's just turn over to Pavel and say, it's definitely not an illusion.
Nice.
I could tell that, you little bastard.
So
Well, I
Larry,
start
it's
pushing Pavel forward.
it's a swarm. I don't have a token for a swarm, but yeah.
I
Oh, I
start
don't.
pushing him forward
Roll initiative.
Okay.
to talk to him. We'll
God,
get ready
can
to
I-
run if anything happens.
I would like to attempt stealth prior to the. Yes, please. Attempting stealth. I want to attempt to.
Where
to
do you
be-
hide?
I get as low to the ground as possible and look like a pile of rocks.
The ground hurts, but you can hide, but it hurts. You are essentially, as soon as you disturb the upper layer of ash, when you go beneath it, the embers begin to grow like orange hot. So like,
Oh, okay. Maybe I will.
you can attempt to hide, but it's like like.
I'm going to stand perfectly still by a tree. Tree.
Pavel, you're supposed to be trying to talk to this
Hey, hang on. I have my ways.
thing. Spook it?
All the while
Roll
those things are
stealth.
going, whee, so hot right now.
That is a 14.
Okay. You feel stealthy. You roll stealth with advantage. Yeah, you roll it with
Okay.
advantage. Yeah.
Yep. I also get 14. Okay, this is before combat starts, or is combat already started?
I mean, we're rolling initiative. I'm waiting for everybody to roll initiative.
Okay.
Oh,
I feel like somebody's
I was
missing.
gonna
Doesn't
attempt to try to
combat.
speak to the swarm of bats.
Sure, while everybody's rolling initiative, we can go ahead and do that.
Hello, animal friends.
Hello, so hot right now!
What are y'all doing?
You get the notion that they're having their time of their life.
What you flying around?
They call it the sun.
Could I see the sun?
Sure, as they rolled an 18 for initiative. Sure, you can see it. Watch. As they
wait.
part.
Does Pavel say out loud that they're flying around the sun?
I mean, yeah, like he's
Yeah,
he's
has
speaking
to.
he's speaking his language. The magic is translating. It's a one-sided conversation from your point of view. As they say that, they part and in like a uniform formation swirl around the sun this away, and the swirl now exposing the sun. You can feel its heat just scorch your face. As I get you to just roll me a Constitution saving throw. You have to like squint to look at this thing. You see, it's a bright, molten ball of energy, like a miniature sun, that you have to squint at. With 11 Constitution, you take 4 fire damage before they finally close up around this thing again, and then with a final pulse outwards, you hear all the bats kind of go silent for a moment, and then turn to you and say, "It deemed you not worthy. Sorry, friend. Sorry, friend. Sorry, friend. So hot right now."
I want to try looking at it as well.
Hey, Flair. Get out of there.
They get 30 feet closer. Bob Road, it's your turn.
Okay, hi. So
That's hot.
So I am assuming combat has started technically, so I have an increased movement speed by 10, by the way. Guys, out of character, do you want me to shoot it?
Do what your character would do. Don't ask your friends, please.
Alright.
Any is the first word. I don't know why I did that.
I am
This is
moving
so far.
35.
That'll be all of you, right? At that point. Just the front row over here. Yeah.
Ooh.
Why was I pushed back?
I don't know. I don't think you were
Yeah,
pushed
wouldn't
back.
we all be back
I think
here?
you were by Tever. You pushed Tever back. I'll allow you to like switch
Yeah.
spots with him. You pushed him back.
I am going to shoot with my red feather bow.
What are you aiming at?
Recalling the approximate location of where the ball is, I am aiming for a
The
hopeful,
ball?
probable gap.
You
Yes.
aiming for the ball, having to squint. You just aim for where you think its center is, and 22 hits.
Awesome. So with Dread Ambusher, I can do another attack roll.
Can you roll damage first? Thanks. That,
Plus a
that
1d8.
That looks weird. Okay.
I don't know why. I can check it. I added it from the thing.
Why does it say 0 plus
It
1?
says rule
I'm not-
0 plus 1 strength. You need to fix your magic item. You should have done it between sessions. I guess I'll do that now.
What? I just added it to the sheet. It's not my fault. Roll 20's fucking broken. I'll add it right now.
Where do you have it? I don't see it on your sheet.
I just deleted it to add it again.
Oh, okay. It is. I can tell you what it is. Just speak about it. It is a longbow for you. +1 to attack. That's it. It's a +1 longbow. With the magic effect it has to it, but like for attack wise, it's a +1 longbow. So there's that.
Well, I don't know. It's still poopy looking on my end. I just added it again.
You want me to do it?
I mean, I just added it again, and it's yes, do it because it's not working for me.
Okay. Nevitz, what are you doing on turn? Just think about it, okay? That way we...
Yeah, drag and drop and makes it do that.
Bravo.
It literally doesn't have a D6 written in the code. Or a D thing written in it. That's weird.
Dealing 8 damage to the first shot.
Great, and it's 1d8 as well. So another 1. So 9.
You see it on your sheet, yeah?
Yeah.
Basically, get a longbow +1 and then rename it a red feather bow.
Oh, I understand what
That's
Tom
why-
wanted me to do.
Or you could just get the red feather bow and then add 1d8 in the writing.
That's my first attack, correct?
Yes.
Okay, second attack. Does that hit?
It does not. The first arrow, not so much like goes into it, but goes through the thing. And the orb of fire losing heat shrinks. The other arrow is met by another pulse from the sun and burns upon entry.
Okay, that's it's my turn.
Sure. Since you got to like aim at it, you get a glimpse of flare just flying by inside the orb for just a moment. Nevitz.
Alright.
Yep.
Nevitz is
Excuse me.
gonna
That's
scurry over here.
You feel the heat
Bit
of the
more.
swarm abate a little bit. The ground still scorches beneath your feet.
Bit more.
Yeah, sure.
And with determination in his eyes, Nevitz casts Ray of Frost at the swarm. Wait, no. Quicken spell, Chromatic Orb. That's a kind of magic I have.
Are we gonna accidentally kill Flare?
You used your luck point, right? So upon this casting, you rolled the macro as well.
Wait, what?
Your fortune. Go ahead and
I
roll.
didn't use it.
Go.
Yeah,
Oh,
no.
Chromatic Orbit does not hit, unfortunately.
Yeah, it doesn't hit. And then I'll
You said a
use my
swarm,
action
right?
to cast Ray of Frost.
Yeah, that's not hit. Okay.
I'm trying to aim for the center where that sun thing is.
Oh, it's the Luma thing. Okay, never mind.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. No, unfortunately, you still haven't squint. It moves and like a mirage almost seems to blur with the swarm now and then. Spell misses. Tefol is
The Ray of
gonna.
Frost hits, doesn't it?
The Ray of Frost is a 21. It does, yes. For 7 cold damage. With a very angry sizzle, you see the star at the center of the swarm shrink twice as small as the size and just puff smoke seems to like emanate as it begins to extinguish from 14 cold damage. Math. All right. Terra quickly sprints over yonder toward Pavo on his short Luma legs. 25, 50. And while sprinting, you see a green energy begin to form between his feathers as he begins to hold a spell. And but he can't cast his turn because he used his action to dash. But he readies it and is extending a wing to touch Pavo. Chungo, it is your turn. Go ahead.
Bye. Chungo's gonna look around and be like, Chungo doesn't really have anything to fight floating orbs. Chungo looks at his a mass of weapons between a club, a wooden club, a wooden bigger club, a dull halberd.
You look
and
at your
a
wooden
dull
club,
sword.
it just like steams from the heat. And it's like, huh.
So, Chungo's just gonna drink some water, I guess. Stay off the heat. Yeah.
I'll
but
let
also
Megan do
Chungo's
her
gonna roll
turn
the-
while you're thinking of something else to do if you so wish.
Chungo gets hurt by fire.
Yeah, okay. You wish to stay in it? Okay. Excuse
And then
me.
Chungo will back out of the heat.
Hey.
Ow.
Megan. You see your pet Flare. She's in the swarm, and she seems to be squeaking, not at you, but at the swarm itself, kind of trying to push bats out of it, one by one. And Pavel, all you hear is like, "Come on, man, that ain't cool. Just stop it. These are my friends."
Oh boy. I use my cunning action to get the Why is my mouse doing that? Why are you doing this to me, mouse? Sorry, my mouse is being very
Just describe what your
strange.
action is, and I'll help you out.
I use my cunning action to dash over here. Whee! Where's my again? He's doing weird things to me. Way over here to distance myself. That is, I'm assuming that's more than 30.
You feel the heat of bathe a little bit, yeah?
To stop my fur from singeing, and then I use my steady aim at the center of the sun.
For steady aim, you have to not move for your entire turn, correct?
Is that how that works?
Yes.
Where's my steady aim? I had you a second ago. Where did you go? Steady aim. Oh, okay. Never mind then. Yeah, so I use my dash to go over here, and then I'm going to aim with my. What do I? With my crossbow. With my crossbow, at the sun.
Go ahead and roll it. Loading the bolt in, you let the bolt loose as it fly. Same as Powell's arrow before, the sun, though extinguished, lets out one final rebellious pulse and like hits one of the bats, who bursts into flame, streaks toward the arrow and just clashes into it, and like a firework just disintegrates it.
It's gone?
The arrow, the crossbow bolt.
Oh, not the sun thing.
No, it's the sun is growing dim, this turning from bright yellow to this deep orange. Pavo, as the swarm begins to increase in speed and begins to draw close to it, you can hear the bats just scream out, "Protect the heat! It's grown cold! I don't like it! It ain't hot anymore!" Oh, not so hot. As the swarm moves, can it reach? Probably. Yeah, okay. As it moves toward the source that cooled it down, Nevitz, I'm gonna get you to make me a Constitution saving throw. As Nevitz begins to get swallowed by the swarm, as they begin to envelop him.
Nevitz sees like the star get closer to him, and at first he's like excited, and then he feels the heat, and it's like, oh no.
Ooh, shiny! Ah! Constitution saving throw, yeah?
Yeah, fuck.
You take 9 heat fire damage as the swarm begin to converge on you, occupying your own space. They begin to bite. There's a 6 hit. I don't know why I'm asking, but nonetheless, the heat becomes more and more intense. That's it for that. Rod, Pavo, go ahead.
Hi, it's control. Right there it is. I take aim once again. I loose an arrow.
Hits. At the orb, yeah?
Yes, at the orb.
The orb, concentrating its fiery fury on Nevitz, doesn't take the moment to block the arrow as it lands true, dealing that 6 piercing damage. It is beginning to fizzle out. It's nothing but hot ash and smoke at the center with a small grain glimmer, and the bats just panically begin to like sporadically, some spread out and out of the swarm, some draw closer to keep it from going out.
Lovely. That's my turn.
Okay. Nevitz.
Hot.
Hot. Speak to me, man.
Okay. I'm wondering if maybe if I were to cast sleep on like where centered where flare is, if like I could put flare to sleep and she would. I'm afraid that maybe the sun thing would explode.
Well, I think you could probably put the whole swarm to sleep.
How many of them are there?
It's a huge swarm. From knowing
I
your
could
own
put, like,
spells,
20 of them.
very, very doubtful. There's more than 20 bats in this. Hundreds.
Yeah. Hot.
I'll tell you how many bats. If you were to like roughly count them, oh, I don't know.
Hi.
Oh, it is like 20 bats. Okay.
Wait, I'm gonna cast sleep.
Anywhere from like 20 to 60. Yeah. Are you in the swarm? Oh, never mind. I didn't see you because of the turn order. Okay.
Actually no. Let's just aim at the sun thing.
Sure.
This time I will use Tides of Chaos as I cast Chromatic Orb.
Sure thing. The orb forms two birds, one black, one white, concentrating around the ball and forming into one. As you launch it, you feel the magic fizzle out.
Uh-oh.
And instead begins to like shift inwards towards you. Tever desperately tries on Luma feet to catch up to Pavo. Finally catching up, you feel him like stumble into you and deal like, what is it, 2? Yeah, it's deal 2d4 plus 2. You get healed for 8 damage. You get healed as he places his 2 talents on you.
Thank you.
And begins to channel this prayer to the Amaranthines, keeping his hands on you. Chungo.
Chungo's still looking in his bag, looking at the potions, but being like, I don't know, not needed right now. But looking at his sword and Bim halberd, don't want those to melt. Don't want to burn his stick.
You're killing me right now.
Chungo's just gonna. Chungo's yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, Chungo's gonna walk away and get hurt from being in the range.
Okay.
Chungo gets hurt again by being in the 30-foot range.
You don't get hurt by leaving it. It's not wholly.
When you start your turn, though.
Yes.
We
Megan.
were in range. Junko's not in range.
It was
He
1d8,
started
by the way.
his turn within range. It went here, and Chungo was like here, and yeah.
Yeah.
1d8, Tom, so I'll take the 7.
You're correct. Take
So
the 12.
pretty odd.
Take the 12 because you don't do anything on your turn. Ha!
What? Fuck off! I can't fight a floating fire orb.
Why not? Get
I'm-
good.
Yeah, I'll just get good, I guess.
Nevitz is all the while just charging up with like chaotic magic. Fucking gonna explode next turn.
You just see like cracks of electricity just like
Yeah.
streaking through his feathers.
Taking a drink of water, staring at Nevitz while this is happening.
Yeah, you're just drinking the water, and meanwhile, like the avatar, like he has like ash swirling around him, in like slow motion. And you're like, oh,
Chungo.
neat.
Chungo, why don't pee on it?
Maybe that's what Chungo's idea of drinking all the water's for. Did you ever think about that?
Megan should probably do her turn for the sake of expediency.
Also, because I gotta go to bed.
I am going to
What the hell is that? Is it thumbing outside?
I'm gonna
Yeah.
advance to like here, and I'm gonna light my whip on fire, and I'm going to projectile whip the flame from my whip towards the sun, because I want to know what fire does to it.
Look at that little smile on your face, Tom.
I hate it. I hate it.
No.
You realize that your whip is not 55 feet long.
No, but I projectile. You said that I could
30 feet
You
away.
said that I can whip the fire.
Okay. Let's. Because I don't feel like arguing, let's just look it up, shall we? One moment. Where's your whip? Oh, Samoa.
Can she shoot like a fireball? From
Yes,
it or
she
something?
can, but I'm
Sure.
looking for the display range, which I'm pretty sure is, unless I'm wrong, 30 feet. But let's see if I'm wrong. It would be fun if I'm wrong. There it is.
It should be
30
not
feet.
55.
Hurling the flames at a creature within 30 feet of you. Do you want to get
I mean,
within
it's still
range?
double the range of the whip, so.
Do you want to get this close from where you were standing or not?
How far is that? That's what here.
You can move up, like use your attack, and then back away again. There's no reason you can't.
Anyway.
30 there, right? 30. So then I did my thingy. Which I didn't get a very high roll, so I'm going with it. Probably didn't.
No, it hit a swarm, kind of blasting away a few flyers that act as its armor. I'm getting tired too. So you know, your
Okay.
movement speed is 30. I'm just saying this in respect. I don't care enough because we're gonna end the session soon. Movement speed is 30. We're like here. That's
That
35
far.
movement.
I was
Okay.
right here.
All right. It
Isn't
misses
that great?
either way. The heat from the orb begins to evade as the bats angrily try to protect the sun, the dying sun, approaching Nevitz and then consuming him in it. Nevitz, you take
no.
Oh,
No, he's cooked. He's a cooked chicken.
you take 10 fire damage.
Oh no.
Snaps on the ground.
You see like the bats swarm around me, and like Nevis just passes out from the heat as like embers start burning on his feathers.
Nothing like heat stroke.
Take 2 failed death saves as the bats begin to bite you at melee range.
Oh no.
Pavo. The last you
Is
see
this
of
the end
Nevitz
of
is
Nevitz?
him being consumed by the ember bats, getting prone, and
Hey,
the bat just swarming him. You begin
Friend,
to smell chicken.
what are you channeling into me?
I mean, you feel the healing magic, but they
Oh,
they-
it's just the magic? Okay.
yeah, it's
Fire!
cure wounds. Yeah.
11 damage!
At the
Okay.
orb.
Yeah, obviously.
All right, the arrow hits and the orb just goes explodes outwards, and you just see like a streak fall to the ground beside you, like a little shard of like this what looks like a transparent rock with a little bit of red in it that quells and becomes black.
Will it fit in a flask?
Sure. The orb is dead.
Alright, I put it in a flask in my pocket.
The swarm is still
Guys,
there on
I-
Nevitz.
Yo! You little bastards, get the fuck off Nevitz!
You killed it! No!
I'll kill you!
Anything else on your turn?
I did my movement. That's all I got.
Nevitz, roll me a death save.
No!
Go on, Nevitz. Get
It's all
above 10.
That's all I can do, Nevitz.
Is this the end of Nevitz, dude?
Oh no, Nevitz!
Goodbye, my
You
friend.
see the ash begin to draw closer and closer to Nevitz, forming into a giant owl beast that descends onto Nevitz's body, onto the swarm, consuming it in ash, and with just this lightning explosion, sends all the bats outwards, dead, just raining dead bats outwards as this explosion expands outwards, 20-foot range, sending Pavo off his feet and just like 10 feet back. All that you see is after that is Nev's lying there on his back, dying. The ground is scorched. We're out of
Golden
oxygen.
David.
Let's go. Run the Nevitz. A pour healing potion down his throat.
Nevitz is dying. Essentially, what I'm doing here is, do you have last words?
Nevitz, no. If only we had a cleric, we would have helped you. Why?
Lorraine is like, oh.
Dude, fucking shit. Oh, my thumb. What did I just do? I'm sorry, hang on.
Nevitz is dying, but your thumb will be coming.
I lift him up.
Nevitz, rule me from that macro. Just kidding.
Oh,
That'd be dark. Everybody die!
Actually,
It comes back to life.
Can you roll it? Can you roll it anyways? I want to see what would happen.
I'm just curious to see what would have happened if you survived.
I just disappeared.
No! Don't say anything. Okay, I got an idea.
it's-
Okay, I wanna see what's the after effect of all this.
I didn't realize that it was a secret to roll to GM.
It's okay.
I hold Nevitz up so he can say his goodbyes. We can say our goodbyes. Nevitz, you're doing good. You got this, man.
I give Nevitz a shiny. It's okay, little one. All right.
Speak to us, man.
Can I send
You
him
can
off?
speak, Nevis. It's your last words. You don't have to be shy.
Oh, I
Can
thought
I-
he was dead.
Take
You're
my
dying.
disappear.
Nevitz, if only I would have gave you the blessing I held within me. Maybe
Nevitz
you wouldn't
looks
have
over
died.
at everyone, and he's like, "Did we get the star?"
You got the star, buddy. You did it.
Yeah, it's gone, man. You got it.
You got it. You took it down. Then died a hero.
That was all you, man. That was all
All
you,
you.
Nevitz.
He smiles at the thought of having gotten the star. And closes his eyes.
And I mean, Tepper, our friend's in trouble. Is there anything you can do to help him?
I'm afraid he's too far gone.
If only we had a cleric on hand.
I don't think we'd be high enough level the cleric to actually revive anyone this early.
No, there's other spells, but we are like level fucking what?
There's
4?
there's no revivify
Level 3.
this early.
We're level 3.
It's like level 5 when you get
I told you we
revived.
shouldn't have faced off that thing. We should have ran.
And how many more would have died?
Probably still more. It's probably
I don't know why you're
sons.
trying to make me feel guilty about it.
Trying to say
Nevitz-
cowardice.
Nevitz
Breed
takes
only
out
more
the
death.
Nevitz takes out the special glass case that he has with like his gemstones and Peanut inside of it. He says, "Please take care of Peanut. Keep the stones shiny. The code is 7095."
All right.
Why is that?
7095. 7095. Is there even a lock on it? 70.
Oh no, he's getting delusional. We're losing him.
I imagine it's like one of those like very rudimentary locks that you might
I
use
think
like on
the
a
last
lock.
time somebody died was Mork, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my. Feel the pain, Lorian.
So sad. I honestly was expecting Nevis to die in the campaign, but not from like an actual enemy.
Nevis,
Nevis,
as you clearly no longer care about like saying your last words, time is running out. You look up toward the dusk, toward the setting twilight, stars starting coming out. That same owl that kind of formed
Altus, right?
during your magic. You seem to see something that the others don't sense. They look worried down upon you, but you look upon this thing. The cold is soothing, its grasp, firm but comforting. You realize you begin getting like lifted up. Your body remains behind, but you get lifted up. You hear the sound of flapping wings. And then silence. Comforting silence. Nevis is dead.
I hold Nevitz close as he goes.
I hold Nevit's shiny gems and his pet slime close.
It always feels so bad when you kill a player, but it's also like it's part of the game.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also,
Yeah, time to carry his body to
he had
town.
17 health at level 4. I level 3, so like.
Yeah.
The sad thing, that's still more than me.
Jesus fuck, talk about glass cannon over
Y'all
here.
fragile as fuck. welcome to Scorched Grove, motherfuckers.
Tom's like, hey, yeah, this is Humblewood. You're all fucking dead.
You can still die in Humblewood. I said that in the beginning. I was like,
Yeah.
I remember someone was like, can we go to like the Scorched Grove level 1? I think it was my sister, and I was like, uh-huh. You can.
Hey, who wants to go to Avernus at level 1?
Literally walking your thing, it'll kill you at level 1.
That or was it 1 HP for like the longest time?
God damn.
And I'm like, I want to see what happens to it when you hit it with fire. I can say it, it's dead now, but it was like, it heals it. Like,
Yeah, I know.
like,
I was assuming it was
I
gonna
think it
heal
missed
too.
because it fucking heals it. It would have done another pulse, and I'm like,
Oh my.
fucking child dies. No, I mean that's why the calamities. Anyway, sorry, I'm talking as DM.
Damn.
Ashley, she falls to her knees and she puts her head in her hand or in her paws and starts to cry. And after a moment, looks around the ring of the carcasses of dead ember bats around
Player's also dead.
around Nevit's
No player!
around Nevit's body and searches
Oh, shit.
for Flair and finds him and
okay,
picks
I
him
guess.
up and goes. I'm assuming Flair died.
I was
because
gonna
you said all
have a
cats
somber
died.
moment with like Flare fluttering down Nevis's like body, but
Does
yeah.
player still have a voice? Do I get to hear
Is
his
Flair
beautiful
alive?
voice?
Yeah, Flare like lands on like Ashlyn's like shoulder and like looks down on Nevis and just goes, "Bummer, man. Damn.
I race
Look,
over.
they fucked up my boy."
I race over to Flair and I take him in my arms and I give him a big hug as I continue to weep. Over
I can't
Nevit.
breathe.
Okay, I don't squeeze them. I don't squeeze. I just embrace him.
Oh god,
Hold him tenderly as I can see that he's a little worse for wear from his endeavors.
Pavel, you asked before, like, if it was Altus. It's Titan, who's the god of death, and
Titan?
you're like wind touched and insightful enough, and have enough like not religious background, but like spiritual background to like kind of notice traces of it. No,
I know it's a
recognizing.
little late, but as Nevitz passes, I want to give him Altus's blessing I hold in me, so he may carry it into the afterlife with him.
You sure?
Of course.
Okay, it's nice flavor. You feel the coldness leave your heart and travel down your arm, and a little bit of frost forms at the tip of your fingers, and when you touch Nevitz, it spreads up across the chest, sinks into it. And as you do that, the combination of that magic and the remnants of that chaotic Luma energy within Nevitz makes his body convulse a little bit, and then with that, he like freezes a moment and begins to like deteriorate into like this wispy form, literally out of this plane. He just, I don't feel so good, Mrs. Stark, whooshes away. You are transported to an astral plane until the end of your next turn, and then he comes back. I didn't read the second part about it. It's like until your next turn, after which time you return to the space you previously occupied, to the nearest place that isn't it if it's occupied. And then it just, his body just returns and flops back. Fuck me.
Oh god, no!
Flair's just like, you people are whack.
Just trying to be
You know, I was trying to do it as like a somber moment, and I was like,
Playing Humblewood Phoenix mode.
Well, you never said it did that!
Is he still dead?
yeah.
I like shake him a bit. Nevitz, are you good? Did you just... Did you just come back, man?
Like Nevis is somewhere out there among friends being like, freaking idiots.
Probably below, man. I didn't know the blessing did that. I just thought it made you stronger. I didn't know it would teleport
I
away.
love D&D, this is so stupid.
It's supposed to be a super sad moment.
Yeah,
Just
put
teleport
sad
to
music in the
different
background.
dimensions.
I mean,
That was actually from the wild magic.
that was for the wild magic, yeah. You can, yeah.
Oh, yeah, alright.
I see
Oh.
Nevis reappear, and I kind of tackle him to the ground. So happy to see him back and breathe.
It's been 6 seconds.
But I'm so happy that he's
Fucking
here,
like goes
He's
to
not
heaven.
breathing, he's
and
dead.
I pat his head and I squeeze him like, oh sweet Deb, we thought you
Oh,
died.
no.
He is dead.
It's just like a loose.
The oxygen comes
He
out
is
of him,
dead.
just making weird.
Alright.
This
I
is the
pick
last
up-
fizzle of wild magic.
Pick up Nevin's
Nevin-
dead body and get ready to go back to town.
Dude,
Um,
okay, can I say something, Trent, real quick?
What?
Are you forgetting your subclass?
It doesn't give me magic damage.
It can divert attacks.
With 30 feet, I was checking.
he wasn't close enough.
Plus, it doesn't divert, like, just fire radiant
Listen,
damage.
if you're having fun, I'm having fun. I'm just feeling bad like you're not doing anything on your turn. I'm like, okay.
Ah, it is fine.
Okay.
But yeah, the damage has to be from an attack, not, like, just aura
Not
damage.
an aura, and like the bat's bites would have worked, but otherwise, I mean, the bats you could have rerouted to death saves if you were anywhere near him, but whatever. I mean,
I didn't. Yeah, I wasn't on 30.
yeah, it's fine. I mean, Nevis died because of you, but it's
It's fine.
No.
It'll be on
I
my
looked
shit.
at my my movement, and even if I dashed, there was no guarantee the bats wouldn't just fucking bite.
That
Nevis'
was just very
toenail.
unfortunate. That's
Just cover him
I just did
with your
what.
body.
Yeah, I mean, that was just a very unfortunate for like Nevis rolling a 4.
Yeah.
That's just how it goes.
It was a
Hey, who
55,
knows?
45 chance.
Maybe maybe Pavo will die next session.
DeLorean now.
We can only hope.
Hey, look at the bright
You're gonna-
side. Look at the bright side of things. All his
Nevis is
shit is
dead.
yours. Yeah. All his
All
shit is
his
yours.
money.
You got a 300 gold piece gem now.
Oh. No, Pavel got his money back from when Nevitt stole it.
Oh my
Yeah.
god!
Oh, yeah,
Like,
how much money
see
is
silver
on-
lining to everything.
How much of my money is on Nevitz is the question.
Now here's my question, Lorian. Did you secretly want to create a new character this entire time, and you're like, and they're like, yeah, or you're like, oh,
I didn't want. I mean, I didn't want Nevitz to die. I expected him to die because of wild magic just doing whatever all the time. But I
you
didn't.
didn't even
want
die
it.
to wild magic though. Like,
Yeah, the wild magic never even did anything bad to me. Well, one time I lost my.
That's
glove.
what I think is just the funniest part about wild magic players is that a lot of the time they expect it to do that, and then like nothing ever happens the entire game.
I mean, what's the worst that
Like-
happened this game? What?
I think I lost
just
my
meant, like-
this one time. That's
Yeah.
about it.
Like there's no like
Oh, wait,
fireball
last-
on caster type.
Last
thing.
session we got susceptible. We were vulnerable to piercing damage. That almost killed us.
That's terrible. By the way, that's being vulnerable damage is that's like getting attacked by 2 enemies at the same time and they both hit. Vulnerability
And they do
crit's
extra
different,
damage,
too.
right?
Vulnerability
you
deals
do extra
crit
damage.
What? Vulnerability does double damage.
Yeah, double damage.
So
and
if
if you get a crit, that's like
Is the additional die,
Quadruple
so it's
damage?
triple. No, it's triple damage because it's
Triple
the,
damage.
It's the additional
Ugh.
dice. Yeah, but it still
that's
sucks.
that's why finding books on monsters is so good, because you can find out if they're vulnerable to things. You be like, hey bitch, you fucking hit it and it just heals
Well,
over.
this was a session. This was fun. I'm just gonna let Tread go because I know he's exhausted. I'm sorry,
Hey,
Lorian, but at the same time, I'm not sorry because that's the game, and now you get to make a new character. Yeah, right. Just I was gonna do like gravestone rip. You know, like
Just
cat
cat-
ladies get eaten by their pets, just like your jelly like consumes
Oh
you.
my
I'm now jelly.
Oh.
I'm now jelly Nevis.
That'd be so good.
I'll give him that idea. He'll be like, Tom, I want to be a jelly.
Do it, Lorian. Make your jelly sentient you
Yeah.
because of wild magic, and now you're just a jelly bird.
Yeah, your consciousness got teleported into your slime.
Imagine Beta when you
can
guys
now
come
do
back
that.
and it's like she's like, weren't there like 5 of you? And Chunky's like, too soon. Just breaks down. He's like stoic the entire campaign, like just like that's the only like thing that breaks him. She's just like home burned. He's like, oh, somber for a moment, but I'm fine.
I mean, technically speaking,
Damn it.
we as a reward we could ask for a revival.
That's cheap.
You're
Man,
cheap.
let man die.
He is with Titan now.
Ashley's just gonna lock herself in her room and cry some more and
Jokes.
relive all of her horrifying memories of not being like Nevin's not being the first person she's seen being burned.
I mean, that's
Also-
what's a calamity? Yeah.
Quick thing, it's literally up to Lorian if we even would do that.
Oh, that
Like,
is
do you
true.
want to play Nevitz again? Because we can do that and go back and revive you
Mhm.
as a thing.
But his
Or
soul gets to
you can
choose.
just let you die
True.
and just play that off like that.
Imagine if you go through all the trouble to try to revive Nevitz, and then like his soul was like,
we
nah.
did that. We did that in a campaign.
Yeah.
And it made my character look incriminating as fuck. It was Toasty Buns. I dragged a dead body to an altar. And we did like blood magic on him, and he was like, "Nah, I'm cool," and then went back, and our paladin's like, "The fuck's with this blood magic you just did?" I was like, "Hold on a second." That's why it's up to
Like,
players.
bitch, we revived you. You're coming back whether you like it or not.
Yeah.
Would that actually be possible? Can Nevitz come back?
Yeah, okay, but I'll say this, because this is already known to anybody who ever lives in Humblewood. Necromancy is like a big no-no. And the only place where it's ever practiced is the AVM.
Okay.
Is it possible? Absolutely. Is it like commonplace? Like, can you be like, hey, Speaker Beta, can you like, here's a corpse, can you revive him? She'd be like, no, go to jail. And I'm like, like that's,
Okay.
but the AVM is kind of like the one hope for that, I would say, unless you like make a deal with the devil.
I guess I'm making a new character.
I guess Asmodeus is coming back. How's it? I'm Gilgamesh. I'm Gilgamesh. I'm Garga.
Gilgamesh. I mean, Infinite Blade Works. Anyone? Okay.
That's not Gilgamesh.
Same difference.
Same show,
Infinite-
different people.
Yeah, well, Gilgamesh is in that one too.
Yes, but he does Blades of Babylon.
Can you imagine
they-
dying in Humblewood, but you never believed in the gods, and then you get picked up by Titan, and you're like, nah, you don't exist, and you're just like, oh, I guess I don't exist then. Like, he fucks off. You know?
Right?
It's like, oh, okay.
Alright, will go to the sleeps now.
Hi.
Thanks
Thank
for
us.
D&Ding.
Just like
Thank
Guys.
you
To
for
the
the
sleep.
session.
As my character has nightmares for the rest of the week. Thanks.
So,
Yeah.
what's next week? Is it... No, it's in 2 weeks. Next week is the one-shot, FYI.
Yep, on the 20th.
Cool.
And
Do we,
then...
we
What
make
time are we
characters
starting
for that, or are
again?
you giving those to us, Tom?
No, it's already made, sorry. We already have players. I'm just saying, reminding to the 2 players who are here, who are playing in it.
What time does it
the
start
night-
again?
I think we agreed on 5? Right?
5? Okay.
We want to
I'll
start
write that
early,
down
that way
now.
we can get through all of it in one go. Because, I mean, you guys like an hour and a half to get here and travel.
Right,
So I
yeah,
want to make
exactly,
sure that we
okay.
have time for everything. The 26th... So we have session on the 19th for Humblewood. Then next week, on the 26th of the next Monday, we'll start at like 7:30 because I'm working a long shift. But I'll let you know
Okay.
in chat pretty much the weekend off
Yep.
every time.
That's good.
So I'll see you all next Monday.
Can we say
Next.
since the 2nd of August, which is 3 weeks from now, is a stat holiday? I don't know about anybody else, but chances are I won't be near a computer that day.
We can take a week off.
Yeah, I'm probably not going to be there too.
Yeah, I think most people are not going to be there. I might have plans for the long weekend too, so we can just take a week off. I can run a one-shot for anybody who is here, who wants to do a quick like little thing. But we don't have to. We can just take a week rest. And we
Okay,
can...
so now I'm actually going
Okay.
Hey, night,
Um,
guys.
Night, Lauren. Shoot me if you need. Shoot me. Shoot me a message if you. Shoot me now. Shoot me a message if you need help with a new character. If you have any ideas.
I kind of already have an idea.
Right?
Since we're... it's kind of bare bones idea. Basically, I was thinking of maybe a druid or someone who is like desperately trying to cling on to the nature that used to live in this burnt town.
Scorched Grove or
Yeah,
Ashenbauer?
and
You're right. Either way, I don't know. I'm being pedantic. Yeah. Okay. Like a tender, essentially. Yeah. If you're interested in tender classes, there's actually a very specific subclass introduced for druids. That is a tender class and has a cool flavor to it that I can let you read if you want. Or you can pick from any of the circles. They're all cool. They're all cool druid circles. I just know there's one specifically for Humblewood that was made like with that in mind. I'll
oh yeah, I remember during session 0 you mentioned that there were like unique subclasses and unique
yeah, there was like
spells for
a
this campaign.
warlock of Kren, which is like a warlock of predation, and there was like a druid of the land healing, or I don't remember. I think it was just a tender. That's what
Oh,
they're
that
called.
sounds perfect.
So, and it's pretty much flavored strongly for that. But you can also take a look at the other circles because there's plenty of really cool circles for druids. There is a circle of wildfire, which can be pretty dark for Humblewood.
I'm gonna dip,
Oh,
guys. Good night.
All right, see
Good
you,
night.
Hunter. But yeah, there's that. Yeah. Man, it always feels weird. Like on one hand, like it's part of the game. People die, whatever. I literally played it as fair as I could. I was like, you're cooling down the orb. You're causing the most amount of aggro. They're gonna converge on you. But Scorched Grove is hard. I mean, you gotta protect your own softies in the backline.
Like
We're
as
very magic lacking in our team, especially with no Nevitz now. And I feel like Scorched Grove is a place that you kind of need some magic.
You have magic. You have the sword. You have the whip. It's also magical. Spells wise, you can always buy spell scrolls. They cost money, but you can always buy them. And if they're all on your spell list, you can cast them. But other than that, I mean, perhaps you're right to a degree, but that's what makes it difficult. More difficult than, say, bandits, right? D&D is a team game, and people have to stop thinking about just playing all by themselves and start thinking about how they can give each other advantage and work as a team and utilize cover and stuff. And as long as we're having fun, I'm not here to optimize combat. I just want to make sure that we're not losing characters that we invest our hearts into for like really stupid reasons. Because I, as DM, I'm just doing what I do. I just bats, angry bats. So hard when you have to make them talk because they're animals. Like in my notes, they're like, oh, they're just a swarm that protects the sun because they like the heat. And then now I have to like, give them like voices and like. But back to my point, like you have your characters who you put your heart into. I want to keep it fun. If you guys find fun losing characters and making new ones, great. Otherwise, y'all need to start working together, or else this is gonna be a wipe. Yeah. I'm excited for next session. Nemesis.
I still had cocaine on me.
They're just.
You never
It's
finished
also-
your magnum opus. You never made coke. I will ask you. You had 2 months. Did you make coke? You're like, nah. I'll have time. I'll have time to make coke. Die.
On my character sheet, it's listed as hit of special sugar. I just have one.
I'll need your. Yeah, don't change your inventory and shit because I'll need to take a look at it to see what the party gets off you, essentially.
Yeah.
Unless they choose to bury you with your things, which is also viable. Yeah.
There is session next week, yes?
Yes, absolutely. The 19th.
Okay, I got confused there for a second.
I was talking about the 26th. I know for sure. Next session there's a Humblewood session, and then Trent and Hunter are joining me for one shot. A high level one shot we're doing with a bunch of other friends.
Nice.
So I'll be running one shots now and then inviting people, and I just want to do that. We actually delayed it by like 4 weeks. That's why it's so late. And I didn't feel like working on 2 one shots while I'm running this campaign. Also, this would have been like a lot easier with like roll in party. The more people, the easier the encounters. But alas.
Yeah. Ooh. Do you work on Friday night? or Sunday?
I work till 3.
On Friday.
Yes. I never work weekends.
Because I still have the rocks, and I'm trying to figure out a time that we could organize that we could do rock painting and hangouts.
Okay, we'll figure it out over text.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's already left. Okay, whatever. Yeah, we'll figure it out. I'm gonna cut the recording here because the rest of the conversation is gonna be personal life. Bye, YouTube.